Hello and welcome to the Chronicles of the Folk Band, session 40.
Ooh!
Nice even number. We like that. We've got the, half centennial coming up here, and it should only take us 6 months or so to get there. It is summer. It's summertime, you know. Everyone's got good plans.
Summer's hard.
It's been a beautiful summer, too, so we're not stuck indoors with the rain. So, you know, what can you do, right? It's a good problem to have. All right, so we are session...
Point. Go on.
Okay, sorry. We are session 40, and last session, we faced off against a False Hydra. Going by the message of the day here, the folk band, having defeated some strange acting trolls, get a chance to search and inspect the temple where they were attacked. They found some similar clues as the farmhouse and the smithy, that despite what the villagers have said, that there have indeed been people living here very recently. And they start to unravel the mystery of what's happening in Riverton. As it turns out, Nyx is the first one to plug their ears, thinking back to the melody that eased their weariness as they drew close to the town. And as soon as they did, memories came flooding back of strange creatures watching them in the town, and an awful monster down in the crypt that was simply washed away from their memories. Fear crawling up their spine, they share this revelation with the rest of the group. And after everyone plugged their ears, they realized their notes, the very reason that they were here, have all been changed in their minds. But everything came rushing back as soon as the melody disappeared. Derrin being their contact, not some nameless cache of weapons, and all of them remembered the crypt itself with that bulbous, horrific amalgam of writhing heads and faces that was awaiting them in the far corner. Fearing the worst, they also took a quick look outside and got a visage of a nightmare. Giant gray stalks rising from holes in the ground, some even hundreds of feet high, all topped with the same grotesque heads and faces watching over the town. Feeling the horror of what they've suddenly remembered, they steel themselves to the task at hand and entered the crypt to destroy the beast, or the False Hydra, as Derrin called it. They prepared themselves, entered the crypt. Certainly was not an easy task, with a constant barrage of mind-numbing blasts, and taking control of some of them and turning them against themselves. But finally, as their health dwindled away and their new friend dropped to the ground, they were able to finally struck the final blow that killed the monster. And now as they lick their wounds down in the crypt, they now have to face the aftermath of the horror that was brought to Riverton. So, so you are all still down in the crypt. I'll share that again. Literally having just defeated this giant monster, you do kind of have a chance to look around here if you want to do so, and or head back up to the temple. But before we do, does anybody have any questions about what happened last session or anything in particular?
So if we had just, been yep, stuff's weird here, but it's fine, and, left, would we have just gotten to a certain point where we were out of range of the song and just all of a sudden, realized?
Yes. Yep.
And then we would have turned back and come into the song, and it all would have gone away again.
Correct.
Horrifying.
Yep. I'm not sure if you remember, but when you first got close to the town, I read you a little bit of an excerpt of, as you approach the small village of Riverton. But it does say, as if the birds chirping, the sun shining, and the wind blowing all collected into a beautiful melody that soothes and lifts the spirit. It is about... Based on how long it had inhabited the town, its song stretched to about a mile outside of the town. So everything within that range had no knowledge of the False Hydra or anybody that it consumed.
Okay.
You are the third DM that has done this to me.
Well, the fact that you were the only one who had any experience with the False Hydra, I can't say that I'm sorry that you missed that session. 'Cause it may have allowed everyone else to kind of experience the full effect
Yeah, yeah, of the
without you kind of
horror
picking
that
up
was.
on, hey.
Because I was sitting there and I was like, da 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 oh no.
Why is Nick gaslighting us? What is happening here?
Yeah, I was like, hang on a second, and then like you kept talking about the melody, and I was like, no, Nick, no, no. Oh,
I had a brief moment of thinking that we were about to encounter Star Spawn.
oh,
Oh, did they do something similar?
I don't actually know that much about them, but they're basically space creatures that are like colonies of worms. And but I think they also have they're like colonies of worms that form like humanoid bodies, and
nasty.
I think they have like some mental powers of deception and stuff. And I was just thinking about like Ma'am feeling like she was getting wrapped around rather than grabbed. I was like, worms maybe?
Yep.
Oh, they're a type of worm.
There were a few clues in there.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was great. That was a fantastic encounter.
That
I'm glad
was,
everyone else
yes,
enjoyed
was.
it too.
I'm just gonna crank my mic up.
Oh yeah, we can hear you great
Oh,
now.
there we go.
Good.
There
Okay.
we
Cool.
go.
Cool. Just restarted.
Oh,
How's everyone doing?
Good,
we're
good. How you doing?
Great. It's good to see
Good.
you.
Yeah. Guess me too.
Yeah, so I know you weren't here for that, Mario, but Neeb was a Hydra head killing machine.
Yeah, yeah, he was.
I like the sound of that.
Ooh. Neve has been a sharpshooter for a very long time for us right now.
That's what I do.
And unfortunately,
Very good.
Vark was a Toski killing machine.
Oh no.
Say what?
So we have a new friend, Toski. It is the giant squirrel that
Yes.
Chris
Okay.
wanted
Finally.
to be. So
Let's
we do
wait
have
for
the
it.
squirrel.
Okay. Cool.
Unfortunately, the Hydra can bend your mind and make you think that your friends are your enemies and vice versa. So unfortunately, Mark went after them.
Oh no.
Yep.
Chris almost killed his own kid.
And did actually knock him unconscious, and Zwazos was able to kind of bring him back.
Yep.
That would have sucked just losing Toski like the first set.
Right, immediately.
Right.
Immediately losing a friend.
Welcome to the campaign. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Welcome to the campaign, Toski. Oh, you got killed by your.
Right. You had to kill your
Brutally
own character,
murdered.
Chris. Sorry about that.
But ma'am did kill this horrendous creature in the corner.
Yes, while wrapped up in wrapped up in one of its head stalks.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Can't wait
close.
to hear that.
It was close. Toski's low on health. Zwazos is low on health. Mam's low on health.
But how's Neeb doing? That's all I care about.
How is Neeb doing? He took a couple of hits.
Neeb is alright.
Yeah. Neeb and Nick's
He
got
has, like,
hurt,
a-
but not
I'm
bad.
kicking.
Meeb seems to have the greenest dot other than Vark.
Yeah,
Bark.
Vark
Yeah.
never got
Greenest
touched.
of all dots. I love it.
Vark was pretty much dominated the whole time, so the monster wasn't really going after him. And when it did, it couldn't hit him anyway.
Mm-hmm. And then for me, I'm like, can I dodge this? Can I move out of the way? Can I do something else?
Yeah. And I know Zwazos had a couple of big heals at the end there, so I think there was more damage than what we're showing now.
Yeah.
Well, I guess ma'am would want to kind of just like look around for any kind of like, where did this thing come from? I doubt ma'am knows anything about a false Hydra, but like, I don't know. Ma'am would take a look around at this point, probably.
Sure. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a big boy.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I just got the map.
Let's see. All right, so let's do. I'll have you do an investigation.
Can I help with this?
Does anyone in particular want to do the investigation? Neeb, are you best at that?
Oh, I look at my investigation 1 second.
Yeah, I'll do that. +8.
All right.
Oh, that's probably better than mine. Yeah.
Ma'am can't
I need
help
good rolls,
because
though.
she's not proficient, but
Proficient.
can she make her own?
Yep, absolutely. Anyone else proficient? Let me check. I'll check those. Not in attendance. Nope. What
I mean,
about-
I got excellent perception, but that's not really searching around.
Right. Okay. All right. So I will send Well, I mean, might as well send it to Nyx also,
Okay.
since you're
Yeah,
giving right. Since you're not
Good
giving
rolls.
it to someone else.
Please.
Okay.
Neeb has the
16 is
highest.
not bad. That's pretty good. So, I mean, the first thing you notice is all in the walls around this thing are holes. And you remember seeing this up in the town as well, that clearly the headstalks burrow their way through the ground and then up into the town. There's still this giant, like, it's dead, but there's still this kind of giant mass. But the more you kind of poke at it, you see that it does actually extend down into the ground. And if you want to try to, I don't know, grab it, pull it, move it, with Vark and Ma'am and everyone else.
Let's get a big boy.
Yeah, it is a big boy. And it's, you can see these stalks. There's still some stalks that go into the ground. You kind of noticed during the fight that some of these stalks were pulled back from these holes to attack you. But there's just so many of them that there are some still that are, in the ground. And you assume probably that when you head up to the town that you might see some dead stalks kind of lying around. But if you want to try to move it, you can kind of give it a move and see that there is a pit underneath it that extends a good 10-15 feet, where the rest of this body kind of, takes up that space. You're getting the impression that this is a mainly subterranean creature.
Whoa. So you said it's a false Hydra? What makes a false Hydra?
That's just the name given to it. You get the impression that it was called a false Hydra because Hydras have a lot of heads, and that someone might mistake this for a Hydra if they just see all the different heads coming off of it, all the headstalks. But that maybe it has some type of a different name, but
Nice.
it didn't tell you what it was, and none of you have ever encountered anything like this to know what it would actually be called. But Derrin calls it False Hydra in his notes that you remember now that the song is gone.
I see.
Right, like normal Hydras are like, I mean, not incredibly common, but like are known
Yeah.
like creatures of the world, right?
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah. Kind of like
Whereas
trolls,
this-
like
Yeah,
they're part of the you live in a world with monsters. People kind of understand
Yeah.
that some monsters
Yeah.
are rare, some monsters aren't rare, but you know of them.
right.
It's one of those
But
things.
this is like
we know about
something-
poisonous snakes, even if we've never seen one,
Right,
because
right.
they're dangerous.
Right. Yeah, but this is something different.
Yes, Yes, this is not something you've heard of in child's tales. This is not.
Yeah.
This is clearly something, maybe non-native.
Does it seem to have burrowed up, like, into that pit? Like, is the pit bottom
Yeah,
solid?
I'll say for the sake of investigation that you do that with Vark, with all of you there, that you are able to kind of wrest this thing out of the pit, kind of cut off the heads that are in the walls so they don't like anchor it. And you can see that while it is a good sized pit underneath, that there is a tunnel that leads off. A lot smaller than its full body, though. The tunnel itself is maybe 6 or 7 feet in diameter. So it gives you the impression that maybe when it arrived here, it was not as big as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
We left it here for so long. We left it here for so long.
And I go up to Toski and I say, so you do talk, do you?
He nods his head.
Oh, well, pleasure to have you in our council.
Thanks.
Oh, wait. You're
I forget
welcome.
what voice he uses. I don't have a voice changer, so I can't really do it.
Yeah, he does. He uses like the Alvin and the Chipmunks voice changer. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, yeah, where is that? Yeah, I want to hear that.
Chris
Well,
will have to.
Chris-
Yeah, when Chris shows up,
Chris
he'll
will
have to
have
do
to
the
use-
voice because he actually uses
gotta
a
hear
voice changer on Discord.
Hilarious.
Alrighty.
Hmm.
Well,
This place is gross.
yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's slime everywhere, and the blood is not red. It's kind of a greenish black
Oh.
ichor almost.
That
And
is
for the most part, you're all
unsettling.
covered in it, and it's all over the floor, and these grotesque faces are still kind of lifeless and staring up at you with their hollow eyes.
Yikes.
Are we going down there?
Mim's just been standing, looking down the tunnel. Does it go straight down?
It doesn't. It kind of goes off to the side.
I'm tempted. I feel like it's guarding something.
Seems irresponsible to not.
Yes, and we are very
Oh.
responsible. So,
I mean, we could always check it out to see how far it goes. But when's our cutoff point if it keeps going?
You
we shall see.
you kind of I'll it sounds like you're interested in this hole, so I will
Very interested.
cut a little shoe leather out here and say that you do crawl into the hole and you kind of look into the tunnel and you see it goes off. It goes down a little bit, but it does seem to go off kind of in a straight direction. And from what you remember of the temple and the town, and you kind of sense a direction, you get the sense that it heads off towards the moors, the swamp.
Mm.
And if you want to follow it, about how long do you think you want to, like how long?
Are we following this into the swamp?
That's my question. Is how far do you want to see where it goes?
I say let's do it.
We're not rested. I think we should rest if we know it goes towards the swamp.
Rest is for the weak. We shall go.
Nick
Just send Vark.
points
He's
out-
fine. He's not even hurt.
I feel
Nick
great.
just points out Toski and Ma'am as well. So I know that we're healed mostly, but you see those gashes across? Yeah, those need to heal.
Nary a wound.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see.
Ma'am,
Up to you.
how long would you need to rest? A short rest, long
Toski's got
rest?
some. He's got some spell
Healing
slots left
spells.
here. He's got a mass cure wounds. He can throw a couple of. Let's see. What's he got? He's got 2 level 5s. I'd say that Toski's like, yeah, I can. This is what I do. And he's.
What is I didn't hear last session. What is the what's the problem with Riverton? And are we down here because of that?
Yes. So to give you a full kind of recap,
Yeah.
it was really kind of a creepy situation. Like the townsfolk, from what they were saying, like everything's great, everything's fine, but they all seemed like on the verge of tears, and
Yeah,
you weren't really
that's
sure
what I remember.
why. They kept telling you, oh, there's a vacant smithy, like people have just left over time. But when you went to these places, you could see that like there was food left out there, like what you were finding didn't match what you were being told. And when you went to the place where Zwazos was, the whole reason you're here was so Zwazos could find someone, but when you got here, you remembered that you were there to find weapons, like you were there for a weapons cache, not a person. And so, like, you went there and he found the item he wanted, but like you found notes and there was different books about monsters laid out.
Yep, I remember that. Yep,
And so
yep.
basically what happened was as this monster was eating people, they were being forgotten by the town. And the people here are seeing this, their subconscious mind is seeing this monster every day, watching them, picking them off. But their conscious mind doesn't remember it. And so you basically, what happened was you went down into this crypt and then came back up. Like none of you like fully had a memory of going down in there. And then when Nyx realized like, oh, let's plug our ears so we can't hear this sound, then you all started to remember seeing this beast and seeing the monster, and you were able to read the notes correctly and realize that this beastie was down here.
Okay.
And so, okay, so Toski's going to go ahead and cast some Cure Wounds on everybody here. Mass Cure Wounds. How many people does that? Up to 6 creatures. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I missed my mass cure wounds.
5. And Vark isn't even hurt, so he's not getting it. There's 1. And there's 2. All right. A little extra healing for everybody. Okay.
Thanks, Toski.
Sure.
Thank you, Toss.
I like you.
Ooh.
Thanks. I've been watching the folk band for a while, so it's kind of cool to be a part of it.
I'm with you on that.
Did Toski even get healed? Oh my god.
Yes. Toski was down to 0. Toski has a
Yeah.
lot of hit points and pretty much lost them all. Oh. And
Oh
apparently
my
he's still
God.
prone, so let me take that.
Still heavily wounded. Lord have mercy.
Yep. Yeah, 45 hit points later, he's still 72 wounds.
Oh my lord.
So, since we're all feeling better, shall we proceed to descent?
I don't know. Can people recover on a short rest?
Yeah, if you want to take a short rest, you can do that too.
I don't know if people can recover
I can
spells
also,
or whatever.
I can also ruin the surprise here and just tell you that it doesn't go anywhere. And once you I mean, just to cut some shoe leather out, once you travel about 20 minutes in, you see it starts to fill with water.
Oh.
And at some point, it's going to reach a point where it's fully submerged in water.
I like that.
And you could follow it for weeks, and you might just go deeper and deeper and deeper and maybe find your way into the Underdark at some point, and that's got a whole other different adventure. I'd be willing to do that, but I also...
I feel like we're on another mission.
I also don't want you to go spelunking down this tunnel and then be disappointed that there's really nothing to be found.
That's fine.
Very well.
But
Well, I think you said it'd be like 20 minutes until it hit water.
Yeah.
I think we'd go the 20 minutes, realize it hit water, and probably be like,
That's what I
okay.
figured.
yeah.
I figured you'd do that.
Perhaps, let's see, just kind of as we are coming back towards the town, I might, I bet a thunderbolt would, yeah, I'd kind of send everybody further ahead, and then cast a level 4 thunderbolt, kind of at behind us, trying to like cave it in, further behind us.
Okay. Yeah,
Nice.
and for sure, you know, as everyone's kind of out of the tunnel, and you watch as you know the ceiling of the tunnel for probably a good 10 to 15 feet just collapses in that one place, sealing off wherever it was that this tunnel might go.
Cool. So, should we like go check on the townsfolk?
I'd say so.
This might be a lot. You know, it was really wild for us to wake up from, and we've only been in it for like a day.
Yeah.
They've probably got some adjusting to do.
Absolutely.
mean,
There's gonna
we
be some
didn't even-
serious trauma in this town.
yeah. We didn't even see very much. We just saw the creature. They probably saw the creature eating people.
I mean,
The poor orphan girl. She's not an
Mhm.
orphan.
I mean, you bring up trauma. I mean, good
Her
God,
parents were eaten.
this is
Yeah.
That's why she has a
Trauma.
house. That's why. Yeah. There's gonna be some.
Yeah, maybe we
Or
should
maybe
go
we
up
just
there.
leave.
No.
I mean, I want to see
don't
if
think we
something's,
should-
been alleviated. I want to see if the situation is,
I mean, I'm just gonna say, I'm really more of a, problem solver with my fists. I'm not much for social work.
Well, as much as an asshole as I am, I do reserve a bit of empathy for, people. So
Neeb's gonna
I mean,
offer
I
them
just
all
want
a
to talk. I just
job.
want to talk and see if there's some kind of vibe. I want to put out some kind of vibe check and just see if like everything's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we should
maybe, like,
probably
talk
go
to her.
upstairs.
Alright,
Probably go
alright.
upstairs and we should, ma'am, I understand, but we should at least check on people, make sure they're not going into like full mental breaks.
Exactly, but keep those fists, on dock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Do you think the king should know about this, right?
What's that?
The king should be told about this situation, right?
The king? You mean Never Ember? Is that who you?
Yeah.
I mean, you can certainly tell him about it. This isn't his domain by any means.
Oh.
This is
What's
this
his
is really
domain?
just kind of a small town, on the edge of the moors. The closest town is Loudwater. Was it Loudwater? Maybe. I forget.
Loud.
So should we tell Loud?
Zelbros.
Mhm.
Zelbros and Loudwater you came from Loudwater, and you remember you met the guy with the giant killing spear, and a little haughty toddy a little bit. Whose name, Nix, you still feel like, where do I know that name from?
Where do I know whose name from?
Telbor Zazrek. He's the High Lord of Loudwater. And every time you think of his name, you're like, I know that name from somewhere.
Telbor Zazbrick?
Yep. Yep. He was the guy you met. He said, if you took care of the giant problem, he'd give you this spear.
Yeah. Can I think about it? Can I roll for something and see if I can recall anything?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Let's give you a history check.
Oh dear.
Ma'am, are you proficient in history?
Yeah, ma'am, I believe is proficient.
You are.
You know,
Okay.
I feel like we should tell somebody about this, ma'am. Like,
Alright.
I know this is Never Ember. This isn't Never Ember's domain, but do you think that Loudwater guy, that the
You can roll with
Hellboard
advantage,
guy?
because ma'am's helping.
Perfect. Yes, that's what I was trying to roleplay it.
Yeah.
But that
Oh,
was,
sorry. Yeah.
yeah. And then I keep thinking about his name.
14.
Does that sound familiar to you?
You've read his name somewhere. You remember like seeing his name like in a book somewhere. Like you read his name somewhere. And ma'am, you're kind of thinking the same thing. You're like, I do remember reading his like I remember seeing it on a page, although I can't quite place where it was.
Oh God, is it in the Centaurum?
Chris is in the house.
Chris is here. Yay!
What the fuck?
Yeah, Chris has an entire soundboard.
What was that?
That was his intro.
Yeah,
He
that's
has
his
like
intro
2 or
music.
3 intros that he's used.
Motherfucking man! Grab his dick and twist it!
Sometimes he uses.
I remember that.
Sometimes he uses Steve
Twist his
Austin.
dick!
Twist his dick. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Dick twist.
Welcome.
Um,
The only thing you missed was a quick recap, but you were there. You did miss that the group decided to go. you pulled the big beastie out of its little hole, and you went down into the hole, and there was a tunnel that led off towards the moors, and you followed it for about 20 minutes, and then it started to fill with water until it was fully submerged. So you left the tunnel, and ma'am collapsed it behind you, and now you're talking about going to help the traumatized townspeople who have just remembered that they had to watch their loved ones get eaten by this monster.
Or, just, vibe check.
Yep. And you were kind of thinking about, should we tell Lord Neverember about this? And you were remembering that this isn't really his domain. And then you were like, well, what's the closest town? And it was Zelbros and Loudwater. And you kind of remembered coming from Loudwater. And you were thinking about the High Lord guy there that you talked to, Telbor Zazrik. And both Ma'am and Nix were like, I know that name from somewhere. And then they both kind of remembered reading the name somewhere. And then Nix was wondering
if it was in the Zentarum book. Was it in the
do you
Zentarum
want
list?
to look through the book real quick?
Yes.
See?
So I just hang on. Where's Nix? I'll just go over to like the little table over here and like flop out the book.
All right. Yep. Let me bring out. I have a spreadsheet full of all the Zentarum contracts that were in this book. There were a lot.
Oh no.
So you remember that it's segregated by type of contract. So death or capture, death by murder, death by accident, death and disappearance, noble protection, merchant protection, labor purchased, goods purchased, supply transports, and troop transports.
Let's just look at the murder for hire section. Hang on. Let's just look. I have a feeling this is gonna be dark.
Okay. So there are 4 different like murder ones. There's death by murder. So this is like they want to make sure that people know like this is like sending a message type thing.
Yeah.
Shoot. Apparently I didn't actually go through this. But you see a whole bunch of names that you don't recognize. You see Queen Neri is the one that jumps out at you. But you see a lot of names that like you don't even know who they might be. But you scan down through the list and you don't see this Telbor guy's name.
Death by accident?
Yep, you go through that, and again, you see a whole bunch of names. Apparently, I didn't fill this in as well.
Okay.
But yeah, you look through it, and you don't see his name there. But
he has
the more you look through this, you're like, you know what? I do kind of feel like it was this book where I saw his name.
He has the giant sword.
Was spear.
It just like
yep, he has the giant. He has a spear of giant slaying.
Was it like an item, like hire to get an item? Is that like a?
So you look through the goods purchased,
Mm-hmm.
and you look down through it and you don't see his name there either.
What was the other two murder categories?
Death and disappearance or death by accident.
Yeah, let's look at those.
Yep. So you look down through those, and one name does kind of strike out at you under death and disappearance, and it is the name Varnock.
Oh,
You notice that there's a contract out for you. You don't see this guy's name, but you do notice Varnock's name, and it looks like it's not a new contract. It's down on the list. And you also see one other name that you're not very surprised to see, and it's pretty far down the list. Apparently, it's a contract that's been open for a while. And it
Neverember?
nope, it's not Neverember. It is Crowan Valharo.
Rowan.
Who you know to be the current kind of leader of the Harpers.
Damn.
It's clear that they're not big fans of the Harpers.
Michael's here.
Oh!
Oh shit. Did we tell Varnock about this? Ma'am? Oh, ma'am. Are you part of the Harpers?
Yes, Nix. I'm part of the Harpers. We've used
I
their.
forget which secret
You know,
organizations we're a
That's
part
why
of.
we use their teleportation circles all the time.
I forget which one of us is part of which.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's
I thought
supposed to be
Zwazos was
secret
Harpers.
anyway.
Zwazos is part of the Order of the Gauntlet. Ma'am is
Okay.
a member of the Harpers.
Oh,
Nix is
okay.
a member
I'm part
of
of
the Emerald Enclave.
Emerald Enclave.
Yep. And
Yep.
Neeb is a member of the Zentarum. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh!
Wait, what?
Just kidding.
It's not true. That's actually not true.
Lies. Yeah, no, it's not true.
I did not. I did not.
It's totally not true.
Talon has a hit on him.
What? Hold on. Let me. Can I look at those?
Yeah, and I hand him over them.
Ma'am is gonna look over both contracts.
Okay. They look so normally with contracts, you can see that they are like there's a person listed who took the contract out. In both of these cases, you can see that there is no name listed there, and so you're under the impression that these are official like Zentarum contracts, and you do see that there are a number of I guess groups that they are assigned to. You can see, but there's three names, one of which you're a little familiar with, the Shadow Horde. But there's two other group names that you're not necessarily familiar with, the Dark Marauders and the Breakers Bunch.
Oh, the Dark Marauders?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We are the Dark Marauder.
Yes, that's us. So I've heard. The Dark Marauders.
Apparently, you've been assigned to kill.
Okay.
I suppose that wouldn't be the case, would it? Because you're only brand new to this. So no, I'm sorry. Just the Breakers Bunch and the Shadow Horde. The Dark Marauders is only on the death or capture of the folk band. That is the only one that they're assigned to, and you can see that's a very new contract.
Does it give any details as to why these contracts are?
As you look through, you can see that there's never any justification listed. Really,
Okay.
it's just what you find on each of these contracts is there's a code for the contract, there's a category, the dealsmith is listed, so the person who took the deal, the signer, which is the person who accepts the contract. There's the cost of the payment, there's the target, and then there's stipulations, as well as a date signed and a date completed.
And how old are these ones for Varnock and Crowan?
They look like they were created on the same date, and they were created back on Elysis, or hang on. I just want to make sure that still makes sense. Elaint, the 5th of Elaint. So that is the current month, a little over 2 10-day ago.
Would that line up with any particular events that I can think of?
Looking back, you returned from the Feywild on the 13th of Elaint after leaving. When did you go? You went to the Feywild on the 11th of Elysis, and then nearly 2 10 days later you returned. Or maybe it was 3 10-day. Sorry, I keep getting my... Yeah. So it was 1, 2, 3 10-day later you returned, and this would have been while you were gone. So you know that it's roughly about the time that like war broke out. Maybe a little bit after.
Huh. And sorry, these were both death or capture?
Death and disappearance.
Okay.
They want them gone without a trace. And it's 1,000 gold pieces each for proof of death.
I'm just gonna go ahead and settle down and send out a couple sending spells.
Okay.
I'm gonna work on what those will say.
One of the things you note, it is the same day that Delbron Alethian took out a contract on the folk band.
Anyone else make anything out of all this? Seems to
This is too much.
line up an awful lot.
Michael, just to bring you up to speed real quick, the only thing you missed, obviously you were here the last time, so you remember all the craziness that happened with the False Hydra. The only thing you missed this morning was that the group pulled the dead Hydra body out of a pit that it was in, And there's a whole bunch of holes. Clearly, this thing had been burrowing its heads through the ground to come up through the town. And you found that there was a much smaller hole, as if a smaller version of this thing arrived here and then grew where it was. And you followed the tunnel towards the moors, at which point, about 20 minutes into the tunnel, it started to fill with water, and you all decided to stop following, and then Ma'am collapsed the tunnel behind them as they left. And now you're up in the temple, kind of trying to figure out what's going on. Nix and Ma'am, while thinking about, should we tell Lord Neverember about what happened here, you were kind of thinking about who might have dominion over this place, and you thought of Zelbros and Loudwater. And while you were thinking of Loudwater, Nix, again was thinking about I'm forgetting his name again.
Telbor Zazrek.
Yes, Telbor Zazrek, who is the High Lord of the town of Loudwater. Every time Nix thinks of that name, they're like, I know I've seen that name before. So Nix and Ma'am got together and they realized that they had seen his name written somewhere. And Nix believes it was in the Zentarum Book of Contracts. So you got looking through the Book of Contracts, and that's where you are right now. And so far you haven't found his name, although you did just find contracts for both Varnock and Crowan. Crowan being the current leader of the Harpers.
I forget whether we told him that, but did if you're gonna send sending spells, ma'am, I'm just gonna take the book back and keep looking page by page.
Okay.
Can this be considered a short rest?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. I will give everyone a short rest. And feel free to use hit die as you desire.
Yeah, I think I only need to use one. But yeah, as we're resting for a little bit, I am going to just keep looking. Like and not even like section by section, just like flip through any sections so they haven't yet.
Yep.
And just page by page.
Very good. I'd say it takes you probably about 10 or 15 minutes before you finally find his name. And it is listed under the Noble Protections. He has a contract to be protected by the Zentarum. He's paying 100 gold pieces a month to have Zentarum protection.
Oh, that slimy little slime. Alright. Ma'am, I found it.
Yeah, what's the deal?
He has a deal for protection. He's using this Zentarum for noble protection.
Damn.
Well, that ain't ideal.
No, it's not ideal, considering that he knows a lot of things now. He knows where we were. He knows what we were looking for.
You sending that message to both
Yes.
Varnock and Crowan? Okay.
I thought we told them, but I don't have any notes that we told them directly. So, that's a good idea.
I
think we told Neverember.
This is the person in charge of the Harpers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Two 10 days ago.
I go over to Toski and ask, so what's your favorite food?
Toski's a big fan of eating nuts.
Mm-hmm. I want to hear Toski say it,
Oh,
though.
right. Mario hasn't heard Toski's voice yet, Chris.
Did we go with this one?
I think so. I think that was the
That
one.
wasn't this one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, that heck, which one?
You like nuts?
Love it. My god, it's nutsy.
His favorite kind of nuts are D's.
Classic.
Ah, that was beautiful.
These nuts. Cool. I'm happy. I'm a happy grung.
Would is Varnick asking something different from Ma'am saying that it was taken out 10 days ago?
Oh, sorry, I totally missed that.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that.
Yeah,
that
no, sorry.
Okay. So what is what's our next plan here? I mean, I know we got to check in on everyone. We should probably actually see about that thing we came here for, though.
You got
Just
the
the
thing.
weapon?
Oh, we already got the...
Yep, yeah, Zuazos got the thing while you were in the farmhouse. You found the secret room.
Oh, okay.
And it was laid out right on the desk like it had been looking. But, there's
Well,
also...
in a secret room.
Yes, which Vark
Yeah,
found.
it's
Very
as though
secret
it had
room.
been like prepared.
So, Zuazos at least knows that he still has to let the Order know what happened to Derrin. Like, the Order still needs to know what happened here. So that's something that needs to be kind of tied up. There's also the fact that there's a large cache of magic items now not being protected by anybody. And, there's the whole traumatized townfolk thing. Which
Yeah, I was
you
gonna
may or
say
may not
I
want
was
to deal
just
with.
I was just realizing that like we don't know if there's any kind of like what am I saying? Did we even like shut the door behind us when we left?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like open to the world. Someone would still have to find the secret door to get in there. But Derrin was kind of the keeper of the cachet. I don't know how you're supposed to say that.
Good.
And he's dead for sure. That is one thing that you do realize is that you didn't find any bones. Like, you didn't find any bodies. You didn't find any...
That's true.
You're definitely under the impression this thing straight up ate everything.
Gross. I don't like it.
So what are we doing next? shall we do? There's a lot of things I cannot keep track of in my crumb head, so
That's
I'm
fair.
very.
I have a lot of notes and I still can't.
Dude, spit on that thing.
Oh,
Shut up! How dare you.
It's meme time.
Spit all over that thing.
Yeah, I mean, you've got tendrils of stuff hanging out all over the place. I think
We must hawk twa all over the town.
we are not hawk-tooing all over this town. We are going to
Then
check
I
on the
shall.
townspeople. We have to protect the magic items until we can get somebody to protect them up here. And then we
protect
gotta
them.
kill a dragon and a kraken and a lot of things.
Fuck yeah.
That's true.
We got a lot. We have a long laundry list to do. Holy shit!
And
Next
Dylan
time I
Sam's got
poison,
that quest.
next time I poison a weapon, I want a hawk twa on it.
No. Oh.
All right. I'm memed out. All right. What are we doing? I'm bored.
See, it seems like the first order of business is checking on the folks if that's what y'all really want to do.
I just want to, as I said, get a little vibe check, and then we'll be on our merry way. Bleep blorp.
Yeah, so you all remember that most of the townsfolk generally ended up at the Jumping Mackerel, the inn and tavern where you first came in with the delicious fish stew. Your assumption is that, if there's to be like a town meeting, it's probably going to happen there.
Ooh,
So,
let's
alright,
go.
short rest. How many of my spells do I get?
What?
It's been a while since I've done a spellcast.
What? Your accent's thick. I didn't understand what you said.
How's that? Just a little better.
There. Okay.
I asked how many of my spell slots do I get back on a short rest?
0. You're a cleric. The only person in this
Uh-oh.
group that gets any spell slots back on a short rest is Swazos. He gets his packed slots back.
Damn.
You get your channel divinity back, which I suppose I probably should have used rather than your 2 5th level spell slots. But I'm no cleric. I haven't played a
Yeah.
cleric yet, so
Neither have I, so I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing.
in hindsight, I probably would have done that instead. But as DM, I'm not necessarily concerned with you being low on health at the moment.
Oh.
Unless, of course, you immediately go teleport somewhere and pick a fight, in which case, that's up to you.
No, we're not gonna go pick a fight.
Yeah, I ain't fighting anyone till we long rest. I need my shit back. I got like 6 spells I can cast.
Are you heading to the Jumping Mackerel? Is that the
Indeed.
general idea?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yes, I'm gonna close this out. So yeah, so you head on out of the temple, and you head to the Jumping Mackerel, and even before, you generally didn't see a whole lot of people moving around the town, and today you see nothing. What you do see is there are a lot of like 2 to 3 foot diameter holes in the ground, kind of all over the town, and you see a number of like giant dead headstalks that now like they're laying over some of the houses. They're flat on the street. And you remember, that these things, there were a lot of them, and they clearly were like sentinels looking over the town. As you make your way to the Jumping Mackerel, before you even walk in the door, you hear the sounds of just mass hysteria from inside. You can hear the crying and the the commotion before you ever even walk in the door.
Oh my.
As you do walk in the door, everyone like people are jumpy at this point, and everyone just kind of turns quickly to look at you, and you see a lot of people are maybe a little mistrustful. A lot of people, you can kind of see their anxiety melt a little bit away, and a couple people come up to you, crying. You can see the young serving girl is at one of the tables just crying hysterically with the innkeeper's wife, whose name escapes me, Marna, is consoling her. A few of the townspeople are here, but Torin comes up to you and just kind of, each in turn gives you kind of a big hug, and just kind of says, I don't fully understand what's been happening here, but I don't think it's any coincidence that the pain is. I don't think it's a coincidence that we can now understand what's happening after you've arrived. We
Wow.
have questions. We don't know if you have answers, but it seems the monster is dead. Is that true? Are we safe now? And you can see, like, his eyes are red too. Like, clearly everyone in this room is just traumatized.
It's horrible.
That
Yes. Fear no more.
yeah,
And he kind of
there was a
bows his
creature
head slightly.
affecting everyone's mind, and it's been dealt with.
Hath been slain.
He kind of hangs his head a little bit and kind of nods and looks up again and thank you. We can't thank you enough. We've all didn't realize we've been watching our loved ones die. Some more than others. We thank you. That's all I can think to say. Please. We made up a stew this morning before we even realized what was happening, so there is food available if you're hungry. You're welcome to stay in the inn for free if you're staying. What brought you here? How did you know? How did you know our town was being assaulted like this?
Because we're the friggin' folk band.
Damn straight.
The folk band. Well, you have our
We
thanks.
know these things.
You are heroes to our people. Will you be staying? We're, as you can guess, the people are worried. They're worried this thing will come back. They're worried there'll be another one. We haven't really had issues with monsters from the moors. They don't cross the river, but people are scared. What can we tell them?
Rest assured, we will keep tabs on this wonderful village and slay whatever.
Well, Nate,
No.
I know you.
Sorry.
Let's not go making promises.
He's a little ambitious.
We can't
that's just wrong.
stay here forever.
His emotions
Let's
are like,
be-
oh, wait, what?
Keep
I mean-
tabs. Keep tabs. We'll every once in a while.
Look.
No. Okay. Right.
Maybe we could leave someone here, like I don't know, Clark.
No,
What? You just want to leave? I mean,
It's up to Vark. It's up to Vark.
what a wild thing for you to suggest, Sauces. My God.
Like, fuck.
Well,
fuck,
I'm
stay.
tired. I'm tired of him and him and I and our rivalry about who can cause more damage and whatever.
Whoa, it's
No,
awesome.
he does.
Just don't tell him I said that.
Sidebar here.
What say you, Vark?
Like,
Well, he did
where's
try to
this
kill us.
coming from?
Toski's like, well, he did kill me a little bit.
I mean, I guess he usually is the first one to be manipulated into attacking the rest of the team.
Poor Bark. Bark's getting. And this guy's sitting here. He's like, what? Is he gonna turn on us?
Maybe.
He kind of looks Vark up and down. I mean,
Bit of a hothead, but
When he gets angry, get away from him.
But he will keep you safe.
We'll try to keep him happy.
I mean,
if he's staying.
Me, Vark? What says
Bart,
you?
do you have a
We were
feeling
thinking-
about this?
We were thinking more like soldiers.
I mean, soldiers. I would look into soldiers too, but
Oh, so yeah, that's a
Vark is the
great
equivalent of
idea.
a few.
I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and suggest that we retcon that we said that.
Yeah, I think we're just kind of joking
Okay.
around.
so okay. Look, here's the thing. The reality of the situation is, we live in a dangerous world, and we can't promise that nothing's ever gonna come back.
We understand.
We can show you where it came from. It seems to have come from the moor.
How did it get here? Is it truly dead? Is it dead?
We
Look dead to me.
killed it as well as I know how to kill something.
Okay. That seems like
And that's pretty well.
Yeah.
Ma'am knows how to kill. That's
That's
That'll
usually
bring
how I
us some
solve
peace.
problems.
I appreciate that. Thank you. We've lost a lot of folk here. I don't know that we have enough people to tend the fields, but we'll band together. There's enough of us here. I think we can do so. Derrin used to help us as well. Now that he's gone, he always used to say that if there were ever trouble, he had friends that he could call upon. We don't have that connection anymore. I don't know if you are those friends. Perhaps are there others we could?
We'll reach out to Darren's people, and someone will probably be here to take his place.
Oh, that would make us feel much better if there were at least someone who could I don't know. If the monster's dead, we've kept the monsters from the moor away. We aren't necessarily concerned about that. And if you say the monster's dead, clearly whatever was bewitching us is gone. So that makes the most sense to us. And if one of Darren's friends could come take his place, I think we would feel much better. And now that we know what was happening, perhaps people will come again. We'll have to find someone to take over the Brick and Barrel now that Bricker's gone, and perhaps we can make contact with the people of Zelbros for supplies. That's always who we used to buy from in the past. I think if you can send someone of Darren's friends here, I think that's the last piece we probably would need.
perfect.
Thank you.
Then we shall. You have any fish stew?
Yes. I'll let me get that for you.
Thank you.
We'll,
I'm hungry.
We'll certainly do that.
I love fish stew.
Poor Hanny's been through enough. She won't be working for us for a while. She watched both her parents
Oh my god.
be pulled from the monster, but
Jesus.
we'll she's a good girl.
It's so horrible. Oh god.
Oh God! Oh,
So sad.
it's really sad. Oh.
And he kind of disappears into the kitchen.
Do you think applause would open up a satellite chain?
Ooh.
I don't know that applause would get enough attention here. Maybe send a friend.
Right, to open up a chain, like a franchised version.
Right. Do like a what am I thinking of? We Are the World concert type to get attention here, and
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you can certainly ask him.
Where is Applause? Or you could talk to him from like far away, or
Yep, he currently runs. I don't remember the name of Applause's tavern. I remember
it's in Lyland, right?
It is. Is it Lyland?
Yeah.
Or is it Fandle? Yeah, it is Lyland. That's right. Yes. Yep. Although it may have been destroyed.
Oh yeah, and that huge,
Right. Yeah.
the giant
No,
battle.
no, that's right. Lyland, the damage was confined to mostly your manor. Your manor was destroyed in Lyland, as well as some of the official buildings. Fandolin was completely razed to the ground, though. That place is wrecked. There are no legitimate buildings still standing in Fandolin. But Lyland,
Someone's paying for that.
Lyland, I think, is fine. So the something sonnet. The
Cyrano.
Cyrano sonnet. That's right. Thank you. Yeah. So after a while, what's his face? Torin comes back, and he's got a plate full of bowls of fish stew. Smells just amazing. Like all of your stomach start grumbling as soon as you start smelling it.
Come to Neeb. Grungs love fish stew. Anything fishy.
So delicious. The spices are just perfect. Not too salty, not too sweet.
Ooh.
So good. And the fish pieces just fall apart in your mouth. So good. This is Mother's recipe. And you all get 2 hit points back just for eating the stew.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't need it.
Very nice.
Oh, that actually puts Wazos at full health.
I'm already full health.
Ma'am, you get a little extra. You're full health now, too.
Mim gets a second helping.
Yes. There you go.
Mm-hmm. May I ask for the recipe of this fish stew?
He
This
kind of
is so good.
like looks at you sideways, and he's like, you know, it's a family recipe. I would normally say no, but I can't say no. You've saved our town from unspeakable horror, of course.
thank
He's
you
like,
so
I don't
much.
have it written anywhere. You'll have to give me some time to write down all the
Okay.
steps. But you know, if you're staying for a few hours, I'll make sure to get it to you before you go.
I've been playing Fallout New Vegas, and I like the idea of having recipes to...
You know, Neeb, I don't think you've had a chance to meet him yet, but we got another little frog guy who I think you'd get along with real well. From what I heard, he was quite the chef.
Ooh? Who's this? Should I know this person?
Salty.
Oh, it's all these show? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was not aware.
It was a feat right here, the chef feat.
Yes. Yes.
My goodness.
Salty
I would
snacks.
love to meet him.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe. I mean, we need someone to take us to the whale bones eventually. So,
Excellent.
well, we do
You're
have
taking
an
the airship,
airship.
aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. Never mind. But at some point,
At some point, yes.
I mean, you can change your mind, or who knows? Maybe the airship will be destroyed between now and then.
oh god,
You got to ride it like once, and then you've been teleporting all over the world since.
So as we're kind of left with a little bit more privacy, ma'am might say to Zwazos,
yeah. So, what do you think? There's that whole storeroom of magic items. Got any thoughts on that? Do you have a way to contact your guys, or what? What should we do here?
I don't. Last time we got in touch with the Order, you did so through a leak with sending.
Oh, I mean, I could do that again. I kind of forgot that I knew someone personally, but yeah, I could send something to Leakik if you think that's the best idea.
Absolutely.
Why don't you
And
tell me?
after lunch. Well, I was gonna say after lunch we should probably go to Derrin's and I don't know, take some kind of stock of what's there. Depending on how dangerous it is, we might not want to leave that stuff alone.
Yeah. Well, why don't you tell me what to send to Leakik?
So, Zuazos, I'm gonna look at the note again real quick because it said something.
Mhm.
Oh, it hasn't. Is there a different note that now that my mind's not being affected?
Oh yeah, do you
Nick,
have
because
which
the
note do you
one in my
have?
inventory still doesn't have. Mine just says note, and it doesn't. It says it's in the order collection located in a large farmhouse. It hasn't gone back to.
I don't see it in your inventory. I see a
It's in the
note.
bag of holding. Yeah, note. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, let me. That's right. That's the large farmhouse one. Do do do. All right. Let's. Oops. All right. I'll put the original note in here, and delete the old note. There. There you go.
The original note. Ha ha ha. It says, Dan McKee, a retired general of the Order, said that he had one in his collection for you, but now we can't contact him. Last we knew, he lived in a large farmhouse in the village called Riverton. Okay. Um, Tell her that we made it to Riverton and that
Hmm.
the town was being beset by some kind of mind-altering creature. Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, but we, the folk band, don't actually know the term False Hydra at this point.
You do. That was actually in
Oh, okay.
Derrin's note, which I will add to your inventory as well.
Okay. Then,
There
there
you
was
go.
a False Hydra, a mind-altering monster that had affected the entire town. I'm just trying. I'm so whatever 20. I'm sure Mam's much better at boiling things down to 25 words.
Yeah.
Um, Derrin's been killed. There's no one at the storehouse right now. We'll keep an eye on it for a little bit, but can't stay too long.
Ooh, not bad. Uh, there we go. So sending this to a Leakik.
Oh, perfect.
So it takes a little while, maybe about 15 to 20 minutes before you get a reply. Ooh, sad news.
Yeah. Oh. I will relay that to Zwazos. I mean, the rest of the team.
Well then, we'll go check out the stash and see if there's anything useful we want to take. Now that we've got authorization to do so.
All right.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Sweet.
So you finish your few more bowls of fish stew.
Yeah, do you have like a little travel mug? Maybe I could take just a little bit more.
And he
a
kind
doggy bag.
of like cocks his head for a minute. He's like, we've got a couple of growlers that I suppose you could put stew in. Usually the townsfolk just walk around with ale in them, but yeah, you
Yeah, that'd be great.
Sure, yeah, let me do that. And so he goes and fills a couple of growlers for you and
And
hands
then,
them over.
and then, ma'am could play the jug in the folk band.
Awesome. It's too bad your alchemy jug can't produce fish stew. Torin's fish stew.
Yeah,
I
the jug. That's what I'd play. As Ma'am hides the golden harp behind her. Wait, which one did she have? The golden harp or the?
I thought it was the flute.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think she has the flute. Yes.
I
I mean,
remember
I desperately want it to be the flute because
It is the flute. It is
I'm
the
behind
flute.
it.
because he tried playing it. Is that the one he tried playing? He like slobbered all over it.
Yes.
It was very funny. I heard that in the recap.
The gold flute. Where did you get the gold flute?
From Joe Cool's thing there.
That's right. It was his. That's right. Joe Cool.
Oh my god, Joe Cool. Oh my god. This is the best campaign ever.
You guys let me do the most
Fantasy
fun
Grounds
stuff.
crushed. Shit.
Oh.
I remember that was when I was like out for a while, and I was listening to that on like the recap, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
Your buddy.
So much.
Fezzik or Fezrick or something. Remember that guy's name.
Barrick.
With Roy and Herschel as his friend.
Yeah, Roy. Oh my god, Roy and Herschel.
Awesome. You guys let me
We've
do
had
so
so
much fun
many
stuff.
calls. We have had so many.
All right, yeah. So you, after you get a leak's reply, you sit for a minute. You have a couple of bowls of stew. He goes and gets you the growlers full of stew. You walk your way to the little farmhouse. And when you get there, there's 4 or 5 people milling around inside. And they kind of turn to you and they're like, "Oh, Zwazos, hey, Sir Alikik sent us. We're here to kind of watch over the cache. Doors open. She said that the council has authorized you to go ahead and grab a couple of items. Help yourself. Just mark off on the tally sheet which ones are gone. We have orders to kind of stay here for a while, watch the horde. We understand there was a monster in the town, so we're gonna kind of watch over the town for a little bit, make sure the townsfolk are okay. Any concerns? Do you want to tell us where the monster was? We can kind of check it out.
I mean, all I want to do right now is an insight check because I am a little put off. by how
Yeah,
quickly, they
man
got
would
here
do that
quicker than we
too.
could get here from lunch. So I'm gonna, wordlessly through the sending stone, send him, a message to Nyx, asking them like, what's your read on these guys? Hoping that that's good enough to be help action with an insight check.
Yeah, who's got?
I would love to
Okay.
if I have insight, but I don't know if I do. I think I have perception.
Who all? Anybody have insight?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm proficient in insight.
I'm proficient.
but-
I'm proficient in
I
insight.
do.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
I guess
I
we could all
have-
do an insight.
I have
I
it.
think we would all walk in here going,
Who the fuck are you? And how did you get here so fast?
I
Yeah.
think a
Okay,
10 of
but
mine.
but
Like,
it
is
sounds
there-
like
is
nobody
there like a-
actually said
plus
that.
10.
You're just kind of trying to figure out, are these guys legit?
I mean, I think
actually,
Mam
real
is
quick, Nick,
about
is-
to ask them how the hell
Yeah.
they got here. So
Nick, is there
quickly,
any kind of like a way that like a code word or like a salute or something that Gauntlet members would do to identify each other to
Oh.
one another?
You have, what is it? Is it a signet ring? What do you have?
I
Right? Don't
think-
you have
I-
something?
I believe I have a signet ring. Yes.
Yeah, you have a signet ring of the order. Yep. And you're immediately, you're like, what the? So you immediately scan their fingers. They're all wearing signet rings of the order.
Okay.
Hey,
I think I still want to do an
I-
insight check.
So
Yeah,
we
that's fine.
see.
I would.
So
But
who wants to give their
I will.
check for advantage, and to whom?
I don't know if I
who
have
is-
insight.
Whoever has the highest modifier. So I'm assuming that's either Chris or Mario.
+6.
For insight, I have a plus 10.
Insight? You have plus 10?
Really?
Yeah, you do. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Zwazos, do you want to give your insight to Toski?
Yes.
Okay. And so I'm gonna. Everyone else can roll insight. Toski, you roll with advantage.
I'm still loading into
Oh,
my character.
I'll click it for you.
Thank you.
Oh shit.
Jeez, Neeb. Vark, what the hell, Vark? Suddenly, like, you know everything. Vark rolls a 21.
We got a couple of 25s.
Yeah.
Holy
I mean,
shit.
yeah. So, Mam's kind of, you're a little taken aback, but like, Vark, Neeb, Nyx, Toski, all of you are like, I mean, this is very orderly. Like, these guys are, from what you've known of the order, like, this seems legit. Like, this guy seems like a taskmaster. This guy, immediately knew everything that you had communicated to Sir Alikik. Like, this totally seems legit. Like, you're not getting any weird vibes here other than how the fuck did you get here in 5 minutes?
Hey, I gotta AFK for a second. Be right back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Zwazos definitely wants to like ask such a thing.
Yeah.
Just be like,
yeah, so
how did you get here so fast?
He's like the teleportation circle in the library.
you have a
There's a teleportation circle in the library.
You have
He's
you
like,
have a
he's like,
teleport-
yeah. He's like, we don't generally advertise it, but when Derrin moved here a few years ago, he made sure to put it in just in case there was an issue. It's actually done underneath the floorboards, so you can't see it. But he's like, we can check with the council to make sure like it's cool that we give it to you. Zwazos, we didn't think you could cast that spell, so we don't give it out outside of the order. So we'd have to get approval to actually give you the teleportation circle signets.
I mean,
Oh my
I
god.
mean, even though Zwazos doesn't know the spell, he can transcribe runes and things like that, right? Like, Like he'd be able to get the information for a teleportation circle
Yes. What they're getting at
and understand
is
it.
that they're not giving it to Ma'am, because Ma'am is not of the Order of the Gauntlet.
Yes, no, I follow that.
Yeah. So they know that you can't cast the spell, so they wouldn't give you the runes because they know you would just give it to someone else.
So they have to get approval before I could do such a thing.
They have to give approval to give it to your friends.
Got it.
Like, you know, they would give it to you if you could cast the spell because they trust you. You're of the Order. But they know that you can't cast the spell, so someone else would have to have it in order for you to use it. And you know, they'll tell you this. They'll be like, "Look, it's not that we don't trust you. We just, you know, the rest of
rules are rules."
Yeah, right, rules are rules. We would have to ask the council for that.
Okay, how long will that take?
Well, we didn't bring any mages with us, so you know, the plan is to check in every day. So they'll send us a sending tomorrow morning. We can relay that information back. We can have them reach out to you directly if you want, and then you can kind of coordinate a time and place to receive those items. That we can, you know, put it on a piece of paper for you.
Okay then. Is there have you been into the storehouse? Have you taken stock of what's in there?
It's like, oh, there's
a catalog
there's an accountant. There's a catalog right on the desk, and he, like, you can see that the door's open. Like they're kind of going in and out. They've already verified that nothing else was taken from the room. Like there's already a catalog of everything in there.
And Nick, remind me, when we went into the room the first time, that was before we figured out to plug our ears, and so the catalog was kind of illegible.
No, you saw the catalog, like you
okay.
And you looked kind of through it, but like you Zwazos was like, look, we only have authorization to take this one thing, so like we're not taking everything.
Yeah, we're not going to take anything else.
Yeah, but like you, there you go.
But now we have authorization. So
now you have authorization. So yeah, this is all the stuff.
Let's go shopping.
Yeah.
A colored stone.
Oh, whoops.
A thick leather belt.
Oh shoot! This stuff probably is not identified, huh? Okay, I guess I got.
It's a basic warning.
Leather belt.
I guess I got to go through here and identify all this stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Scale mail armor of acid.
Well, it looks like a lot of it is identified. Okay, some of it isn't. Here we go.
It's a fucking signet ring.
I thought I had more money.
You don't have to buy any of this. This is just, you get to take 2.
Cool. Oh, cool. Whoa.
I have it.
Oh, god damn it. Who took that?
Oh no, it when I identify it, sometimes the name changes, and so it'll move.
Oh, okay.
So what are we doing
I noticed
with
that too. What was the question?
There, how's that? I said, what are we doing with this stuff that I'm looking at?
You were given authorization to take 2. Well, Zwazos was.
Ooh, ring of invisibility? Hmm?
There we go.
I'm
All right, everything is now identified. So you might have to scroll back up and look because some of the things had name changes.
Ooh.
including the thick leather belt.
I think so. You may have to. Oh nope, there it is. Sorry. There you go. I missed that one. That was a belt of frost giant strength.
Whoa.
I took the ring of invisibility.
I still see it in here.
Yeah. And I don't.
I dragged it into my inventory, and it's there.
Ring of X-ray vision.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, requires attunement.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, and Zwazos, you've had a short rest, so you can have attuned to the vial at this point.
Oh, thank you. Yes. So,
Oh, you already did. Okay, never mind. You're good. I don't remember if we decided that
What
you did
what
that.
qualifies as light armor? Is that just like leather?
It'll say if it's light armor or not. It's typically, I think, like studded leather is that, or hide leather or hide armor. I think.
I
Is
mean, ma'am, would ma'am think it was worth it to use an attunement slot for that belt of frost giant strength?
What is it? Strength score changed to 23. I could probably find space for that.
Oof. That's rough. I'm such a jerk. It's part of the awesomeness of being able to give you all this magic stuff is I know that you can't use it all at the same time.
Yeah. I'm gonna start taking artificer levels.
Wow, what does that do?
I believe a level 20 artificer can, or
Oh.
like up to 8. Once you get to 18, you can have 6 attunement slots.
Get extra attunement slots. That's cool. Which makes sense because they make magic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. You're gonna give up your intellect or your mazindum or your special spell book. That's rough. That's rough.
I mean, I don't use the spellbook's abilities that often.
And you don't have
Certainly
to be
land as often
attuned
as you
to
make
it
an attack, a strength-based attack.
to like have the spells, right?
Right. Yeah. You had said that I could. It would just
It'd just be
become a normal
spell.
spellbook.
Yeah.
I took the leather
Okay.
armor of radiant resistance and the ring of invisibility.
Yeah, it's not 2
So-
each. It's 2 as a group.
Yeah, it's not 2 each, Mario. It's
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
is it
Oh, whoops!
Zwazos?
Yeah.
Shit!
Zwazos has authorization to take 2 items.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to coordinate which 2 items.
God damn it! All right, yeah, okay. I thought that was too good to be true.
It is.
All right, I will. Delete. All right. Yep. It's out of my inventory.
Far enough. What's What does Toski wear for? What does Toski wear for armor?
Chain.
What's your dex modifier?
3.
You want the breastplate?
I was looking at it.
I'm gonna get some coffee
I'll
real
be-
quick.
Okay.
Let's see. So the breastplate would make your AC 16 plus a max of 2 from your dex bonus, so make it 18. I mean, if and I don't know if you use a shield or not.
No. No, I have a hand crossbow and a staff.
Are you attuned to any magic items?
Yes.
How many?
3.
Okay, so
Yep.
you'd have to give something up too if you wanted I mean, the breastplate doesn't require attunement, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the breastplate and greater healing potions. How many of the potions do I get?
You can take
One.
2 items total.
Okay.
2 items total.
Yep. A lot of the stuff was meant to be filler.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I shot straight. My eye shot straight to those dimensional shackles until I realized that they only work on a small to large creature.
Mm,
So
And
They
the
wouldn't-
creature has to be incapacitated first.
mhm.
yeah, and if we've got Ebb Death incapacitated, then
Yeah.
you know he's probably in pretty rough shape already.
Yeah.
But at least he wouldn't be able to fuck off.
Right, but again, if he was incapacitated,
He's not going to fuck off anyway. If he's incapacitated.
I'm gonna take the
I
breastplate.
guess I was thinking of incapacitation that comes from psychic glance, which
and a
only lasts
potion of
for a
greater
round.
heat.
Yeah. But
I don't know
again,
what stunning.
He's
I don't know
bigger
how
than
stunning
Lars,
works.
so
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. That's right. Thank you for that, Nick. I'm thinking the breastplate and the belt have really kind of. There's a reason they're the most expensive things.
ma'am could make space for the belt if you wanted to get the belt. I would not say no to that.
Yeah, I think of these items, I think that those two are the ones that can overall benefit the group the most. So, I think we'll go with that. Unless, hang on. While wearing the ring, you can turn invisible as an action. You remain invisible until the ring is removed. Or until you cast. So, Nick, the ring of invisibility in the description I'm looking at, it doesn't look like it has a limited number of uses.
that's correct.
So that means that, you can essentially at will use an action to turn invisible.
That's basically Frodo's ring.
Well, shit. Frodo could attack while he was invisible. Just saying.
Basically. It's not
But-
Frodo's ring. It's basically Frodo's ring.
But what do we think? What do we think about the ring? Like,
Do we have somebody with an like who would put it to best use? And does that person have an attunement slot?
I guess I was thinking that Neeb could potentially put it to use, because then Neeb could turn invisible, which would be great for stealthing around if you wanted to, and so on and so forth. And also, he could have advantage when he really wanted to get a sneak attack, because if he was invisible, he'd get advantage no matter what. But
I think you're thinking of hidden, not invisible. They're not the same thing.
I mean, an invisible creature does have advantage on attack rolls. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a condition of being invisible.
5e,
It's just that
is that right?
He'd turn visible again,
Yes, you're right.
but then it would take his action to turn invisible again. So
Correct.
Right. I don't think
using
it would.
your action to cast True Strike.
I don't think it would have as much
Yeah.
combat use, but I mean, out of combat, still pretty. That could be pretty useful.
What's Chris? What's Toski's AC right now?
60.
16. So we could get Toski another 2 to his AC with the breastplate. And we probably want our healer not to get hit as often. But do you have? Oh no, you wouldn't need an attunement slot too. Yeah, let's go with that.
Wait,
We'll take these two.
we could get Toski the same. If we could find +1 half plate, that would be the same as +2 breastplate. They're
Well,
both
no, 'cause-
half on.
Oh, they're both medium.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh yeah. So there is +1 half plate in the list also.
Oh, is there? I didn't even see that.
Um. So are we thinking-
decisions?
I mean, let's do odds. We'll get the breastplate. Cool. Bing. Onward to glory.
Is there any
Cool.
other difference? The half plate gives disadvantage on stealth.
Hmm.
So, but you picked the breastplate anyway. So,
Mhm.
other than that, they're exactly the same. So, I mean, you chose wisely. The dice rolled in your favor. So no ring.
Let's do it. No ring.
Okay. All right. So this one, don't hit the buy button because then it'll take your money.
I don't have that much.
All right. Exactly. So don't hit the buy button. Okay. So belt goes to Ma'am, and the breastplate goes to Tusky. And what happened? Did someone hit buy? Did somebody just...
No,
Not
I didn't.
not to get meta about it,
Uh-oh.
but I feel like we're about to go on a side quest where Ma'am is also going to get something that might vie for an attunement slot.
Oh, I see. So then, should we?
Might be better to get the Ring of Invisibility than the
Let's
Gauntlet?
do that.
Oh, so
Does how many magic items is Neeb attuned to?
3.
So he'd have to give up one of his attunement slots also to get the ring.
hang on.
Or I mean, he could have the ring, and then if we know we're going somewhere where invisibility would be helpful, he could take an hour.
I mean, I guess maybe instead of thinking which one is going to be more useful to a specific character, think about what's going to be most useful to the party as a whole. Because, like, we
I'm
could come
trying.
across a situation where, okay, so maybe Ma'am doesn't use the gauntlets anymore, but could somebody else use the gauntlets?
Yeah.
Maybe Neeb's not always using the ring, but, like, I don't know.
No, that's a good point.
I mean, pretty much any of us could benefit from being invisible at some point in time, probably.
Yeah. No, that's a cool.
So, yeah, let's do that then. Okay. Yes, please, Nick. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's all right. I'm laughing at something else, and I'm not gonna reveal that.
Oh,
so.
God.
Oh, you are such a turd.
Yeah, you know.
What the hell? You turd.
Let's just give in your...
I mean, for what it's worth, I'm also like, Ma'am almost always has blasts. Ma'am always almost always has, like, flanking. Like, I'm not too worried. Like, Ma'am hits pretty often.
Yeah, Ma'am hits
strength
pretty
isn't
often. I guess I was thinking that the belt would also increase your damage, your base damage.
Yeah, by a couple
But
points.
only by a couple. Yeah. And Ma'am does plenty of damage. So.
Are we sure we're making this trade?
The only other thing I might say,
Are you saying that?
just while we're considering everything, my point in saying the thing about the +1 half plate is that might be the easier thing to find in a city at some point.
So
if you remember, with the war going on,
that's right.
much
It is
more
harder to
difficult
find
to just buy
magic items.
stuff. Yeah, most of that has
true.
gone to the armies.
That's true.
Yep. So, last chance to keep your original decision.
I mean, we don't have anybody. We don't have Vark anymore, but we've got Man.
I was muted this entire time.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
All right. What's Nix's take?
Yeah, what's Nix's take?
Yeah, the armor is a really good choice, but I was like, what was the other choice that we made? I was like, the armor is really, and then I was like, yeah, guys, like the war broke out, we had to take, and then I was like, is nobody listening to me? What is going on?
Why is everybody ignoring me?
Nobody's listening to the live.
Yeah, no, it's not that y'all were ignoring me, it's that I was muted. So that was the
That happens. That happens a lot.
It happens.
Damn it.
So the half plate armor we agreed on. What was the other item?
No, the
that you were
breastplate.
getting?
You agreed on the breastplate,
breastplate.
because the half plate
Okay.
gives disadvantage on stealth.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, breastplate is good because
So
we
it's-
get the armor.
The question
and then-
is, do you keep the belt of frost giant strength for Mam, or the ring of invisibility for Neeb?
Okay.
And I will say that there was a little bit of a meta consideration in there that just... Again, I'm not spilling any beans.
Okay.
So
It seems to imply that my meta consideration is maybe not as much of a consideration as we need to be making.
perhaps.
Let's go with the belt then.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, it like
We've also
not
got
like
multiple
the belt.
people that can cast invisibility.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Who can cast
Or
invisibility?
even better, I could twin greater invisibility on me and Neeb, and then Neeb could just be invisible all the fucking time during an encounter.
Wait, you can cast invisibility? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, it's a second level spell.
Wow.
I
Okay,
know,
I
but
have greater
like you would have to
invisibility,
you would have to continuously cast it, right?
Oh,
No, because
concentration.
greater invisibility
Lasts a
doesn't.
minute, right?
You know, you can attack with it.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So I've done this with Nyx before, where I've twinned greater invisibility on myself and Nyx. So Nyx were and Swazos were both invisible for 1 minute for 10 rounds.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Make Neeb and me invisible. Let's go kill
Yeah.
some shit, Neeb. Let's go!
I
Oh
love
my god!
Okay, cool. Yes,
Sounds
yes.
like
The
we've
belt
made
of
a
frost
decision.
giant strength. Yes, we have.
All right, very good.
My coffee. made
Sorry for making
brewing.
that complicated.
It's okay.
I should have
You're
just
fine.
shut my mouth.
Your DM
You're
approves.
fine.
Good.
We were trying to figure out what was best.
Yep.
And then I was muted the entire time.
Yeah. That happens so much.
The only one of us who remembers anything, and you were muted.
I was muted. I also was like, yeah, they're talking it out. I said the ring. I think they know, like, that's my consideration. But, you know, I said it was up to Swazos. Da, 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 da. We're still talking about it? Oh, okay. But you guys, but we did this. And then, like, I don't know how long it's been. But I'm like, huh, I guess
It's
should,
like those. It's
check.
like those bad dreams you have when like you're like yelling but no
Yeah.
one's listening to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's listening to me. And I was like, wow, they're really into this debate. They're really trying to figure this out. And I was like, oh, shit.
God damn it!
My coffee may be done brewing. I shall return.
Go get. Oh my god, your coffee's been brewing for a while.
Yeah.
Slow brew.
Well, I just
That's
started brewing
delicious.
Yeah, you gotta take your time. Good coffee takes time. Awesome. So let's do it. We've
Cool.
got our magic items. We are gonna leave the Gauntlet Order folks here.
Yep.
I will tell them that they should go reach out to the townspeople to let them know that they're here and that they're, implanting themselves for the town's protection, as if to dissuade their fears.
Maybe we could make that introduction like, oh, hey, here are those friends we talked about.
Yep, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because I would
Definitely wanna do
also, I imagine we probably want to rest here.
Yeah.
I know Toski
Oh,
said
yeah.
he's pretty tapped out. Mam's pretty tapped out.
I mean, we gotta get to your mountain, right? That's pretty far away.
It's pretty short.
I think it was actually somewhat close.
It's like it's within sight of Everlund, which you have a
Right.
teleportation.
I
circle
can get
to.
us. Yeah, I can get us
you
there.
can get us to the Harper.
It's still a mountain.
It is still a mountain.
Even more reason to tackle it in the morning after a
right.
full rest.
Yeah, and maybe a full belly
got
of
it.
fish stew.
Yes.
Okay. So it sounds like you got a plan. So you so just in case anybody wants to, I'm gonna give you the names of the Order of the Gauntlet people. So Johnston is the name of the gentleman who seems to be the taskmaster. He's kind of running things. He's the one you spoke to, and then the others that are there are Filton, Barden, Nethril, and Vartha. Those are the other Order of the Gauntlet knights and or
Folks.
squires, that are there. As well as you can kind of tell that Nethril and Vartha are squires. Clearly, they're not full knights yet.
Hey, Zwazos, do you think you could, I know they said they couldn't give the runes right away, but could you ask them if we could at least use it to get somewhere else? If we could, get to a place that, major city or something, might save me from using a teleportation circle to get us to Everlund.
That sounds like a great idea. So
Yeah.
are we gonna do that after we role play out the introduction, or are we gonna role play out the introduction, or just say that we did it?
Up to you. I mean,
We could just say that we did it.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't think it's...
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And you
Okay.
ask the question, and they're like, yeah, like you don't have to see the runes to do that, and they'll show you where in they'll show you where it is, and you'll know that all you have to do is scribe the runes, and the magic is contained within the circle itself. So you don't have to use a spell slot to do that. Although I think you can ritually do it anyway.
No.
Can't you ritually
I
cast teleportation circle?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No?
No, I think.
Why
Let
did
me
I
check.
think that? Oh, why did I? No, yeah, no, I guess that makes sense that you wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm. Not seeing ritual.
It takes 10 minutes regularly, doesn't it?
1 minute.
Yes, 1 minute.
Okay.
Do
Yeah.
they tell us where this one's able to take us?
So the teleportation circles are mostly receiving circles. So the runes where they are are for you to arrive there. And so this isn't set up like the Harpers.
Like a phone number.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So like the Harpers, they have ones that, you change the runes based on where you want to go within the room itself. And so knowing the runes allows you to arrive there. And so this isn't like a multiple, you kind of get the feeling that the Order of the Gauntlet isn't quite as magically inclined as maybe the Harpers are. So, So this doesn't send out, it just receives.
Okay.
Clearly they have other teleportation circles, but,
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, then I think we'd
Okay.
rest, hang out, make sure everything's good, and then rest till morning.
And the townsfolk will tell you there's plenty of empty homes here if you want to just shack up in one of the homes. There's plenty of places where you could spend the night. There's or you can use the attic of the farmhouse. There's plenty of room there. Although the 5 of them, clearly Johnston's going to sleep in the bed, but the other ones plan on bedrolls up in the attic. But you're welcome to join them. They'd be happy to play cards with you or dice or whatever to hang out, chat.
Let's do it.
All right. So, you ready for your long rest?
Yep.
Yes, please.
There you go. Yep. Welcome to level 16, people.
No way!
Are we
No way.
leveling up? We're leveling up.
Yep.
Ah, shit. Okay.
So I'm gonna go to the restroom while you
No.
all
Oh
can
shit!
kind of do your
Oof.
level up.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh
All
shit!
right.
I'm just gonna be
Wasn't ready
clear
for
at
this.
this point that regardless of how it happens, Vark is out of the party if Toski is in.
Yep.
Got it.
I want that chef's feet.
Oh shit. We're leveling up.
Oh my god. What ridiculous like world breaking feature is Eliza gonna get now?
I have no idea. That's a great question. I get an ability score improvement.
Well, that's better than nothing. I guess.
Or I could get a feat.
I mean, geez, I wasn't prepared for this.
I know. Like, I feel like I want to update my wisdom as I'm so close to a +4. Hang on, what is my
Oh, hell
AC determined by?
Your wisdom and your dexterity.
And then I should update my. And then I should update my wisdom.
That will increase the DC of your like stunning strike and shit like that too.
Cool. Level up. Ability score improvement. Ability score increase. Oh, I have another one. I have 2.
Yeah,
I
you
had
get
like
+2.
I had like a list of feats somewhere that I like was
You
wanted to.
could, Eliza, if you wanted to take your time, you could take a feat that gives like a +1 to something and some other kind of feature.
Oh, no, I'm doing intelligence and wisdom. Then I
Oh,
get
okay, cool.
because those are my odd ones. Oh, I could do strength. No, that doesn't really do anything for me though. Does it?
Ah.
Do I have anything that goes based off of strength?
I don't know what you have that would rely on either of those. A part of me would think that you'd probably be making strength saving throws more often than intelligence ones. But I could be wrong. But that's none of my business.
Wow.
Yeah, we have been getting grappled a lot more. Maybe I'll do strength instead.
That's a check, not a save, but if you're increasing your strength, it won't matter.
Right. But if I get oh shit, right.
I didn't hear the
Where's my
conversation, so I don't know.
Yeah, does that affect if I upgrade my strength? Does that affect the ability the saves? Oh shit, I didn't mean to click that. Sorry.
Yes. If you increase your strength, it does affect your saves as well as your. Yes, if you take at least, you need at least 1 point in strength to up your. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you're taking an ability score increase, you could put 1 in strength and 1 in intelligence and get a +1 on both of them, because right now they're both odd.
I'm doing wisdom.
I see. Yeah, I didn't notice that.
So yeah, so I'm doing
Gotcha.
wisdom, and then we were debating whether to do strength or. I
Are there
think
any cool
Fantasy
half
World
feats?
froze.
Are there any cool half feats you could get with wisdom? That way you could get a +1 plus a cool ability.
I don't know. It
There's
fantasy
skill expert.
There's also Fey Touch if you wanted some
Oh my God.
spells.
Ooh. Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, Misty Step, you can get that back. With Fey
I mean,
Touched.
I don't think so. Misty Step's a second level spell. Oh, that's right. You get it just from
You
the
get
feat.
it, yeah, it's part of the spell. And then you can pick one other or something, right?
It's
Yeah, I
only
think you
when
get
you
a
make
first
use
level spell.
abilities in this.
Chef is also a half feat.
I'm good. I'll increase. I needed to increase my ability scores anyway, so I'm good with doing strength and.
Where's my
strength and wisdom?
You didn't give me my new spells.
Okay.
Weird.
Oof. Man, look at those hit points. Jesus.
Hold on.
Yes.
170 health. Ridiculous. How am I going to kill you guys now? Oh, I have some ideas. Don't worry.
Oh, you have ideas? Oh, no.
Oh my God, I got 7th level spells. Shit. God damn it. Like, are you okay if I hold off on picking spells?
No.
Oh.
You need to pick your spells.
Oh my God, you're such an ass.
Yeah, you need to pick your spells.
I mean, like, theoretically, I'm sorry, just to make clear, I'm hoping to just not add a spell yet.
I know.
Until I've had a
Until
chance
you
to,
decide
okay.
which one you want later.
Well, you know, after doing some research, I don't remember, but I'll look at it now.
I mean, you haven't already agonized over what spells you're going to
I
choose
don't
over the
understand
next
that.
several levels?
I know,
I'm
like, the
sure
next
I did,
5
but-
levels of stuff I want for all my characters.
Right?
It's all planned out.
I haven't made it to looking at 8th level spells for Mam yet. Actually, that's a
And
lie. I've looked
I
at
did.
some
I
pretty
really.
low
I
Mam.
made a list of feats that like looked really cool,
I
but
just
then
have to
now
this
I
is-
can't find them.
This is how incredibly neurotic I am. So let me show you what my stuff looks like here. What for my character, Griff Drannon, who is currently level 9. Let me share my screen. Right. This is what I do. So I have 3 paths that I can take with him. I know exactly what spells I want. I know exactly what I'm getting at every single level. If I take one path versus another, how quickly can I get my Warcaster? Okay, I really want Revivify and Haste. I get Devil's Sight once I take my next Warlock.
Yeah, see, yours.
I love this.
I'm kind of a D&D nerd.
Yeah.
I should have.
That's fucking awesome. Holy shit.
I'm so upset.
I mean,
Ooh.
I guess you could just go without using any new spells and pick out the spells that you want later and just
No,
have the
that's what he asked.
ability. Yeah.
And he's got to pick his spells.
Oh.
The problem is you might come into a situation where one spell is better than another, and then you decide you pick it because.
What's the what's the feat that makes you faster? What's that called again?
Mobile.
Mobile. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Didn't you already take that?
No, I didn't.
No. Well, you've got a lot of feats. Look at you. Crossbow expert, magic initiate, sharpshooter, skulker.
Yep.
My wisdom is now a +4 and my strength is now a +2. Hey.
Nice.
And I have 20 AC. Let's fucking go.
Okay, I lied.
Yeah, I was gonna take mobile, and then I didn't, and then there's been several instances where I wish I did. So
now you're taking mobile.
I think I'm gonna do that.
Didn't you get something? You got the boots of speed too, and that stacks, obviously, right?
I believe so.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
but you have to use a bonus action to double your walking speed. I see. Okay.
Do
Yeah.
I?
So that's the same as using its bonus action to dash.
Boots of speed gives you the extra
bonus action,
where
yeah.
opportunity attacks have disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, that's
Nice.
if you
If you use your bonus action.
if I make a melee attack against a creature.
Is it?
Yeah, you have to. It has to be against.
It doesn't say that.
I'm talking about mobile.
Oh, mobile. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, I'm talking about your boots of speed. If you use a bonus action to click the boots heels, it doubles your walking speed, and any creature that makes an opportunity attack is disadvantage. So it's kind of like taking your bonus action, disengage, and dash. But it eats an attunement slot. So, that's a good point, is that if you take the mobile feat, you basically gain an attunement slot, kind of.
Yeah, because I won't need the.
Because you won't need that extra speed. You don't really have. I mean.
Oh my god. There's resurrection.
Yeah, as if any of you are going to die long enough that Revivify doesn't. You also have a cleric. Don't forget you have a cleric in the group now.
Oh, we do have a cleric now, yeah.
And we have the druids that can cast Revivify within 10 minutes. Was that the rule there?
Is that what I said?
I think it's 1 minute Revivify works for.
Yeah, but I think I may have said that they'll do it within.
Yeah, I thought the druids were able to do it at least slightly longer.
How did we revive Nyx that one time when she just got?
That was Naruk with Revivify.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah. You're welcome.
Oh yeah, I remember doing that.
My short-term memory is horrible, by the way. It's already. God, this is overwhelming.
I'll show you how my memory is. Again, I'll go ahead and share my. So this is my Dungeon of the Mad Mage notes, and you'll see it. I have different sections for basically every level that we've been on. This is my folk band notes.
Oh my god! What is this?
Wait, where are you showing that? I don't see it.
It's a stream.
Oh, it's on the stream.
Oh,
it's on a OneNote? Oh my god.
Yeah. And each character has their own page.
Oh
my god.
Each location has its own
Wait,
page.
there's a checklist?
I'm just impressed with this organization.
I thought Nyx took good notes.
Yeah, this is pretty friggin'. This is pretty intricate and very this is spectacular work and incredible effort that you put into us being able to do this, Nick.
Respect.
Oh my god, there's a checklist for me to do. Oh
that
no.
was so this is the stuff you decided you wanted to do on your downtime. So that's your downtime list next.
Holy shit, that's a lot of things that I did.
Let's see. I would show ma'ams, but I think there might be some stuff in there that you're not allowed to see yet.
Do you write? Do you write this as it happens, or?
I write this as it I try to take notes as it happens. A lot of it it's how I plan ahead. It's how I do the side quests and all that stuff. I make notes of the stuff ahead of time. You guys haven't really paid much attention to the arcane Inksetters, but the Oracle, I went back and watched the stream and literally wrote down every question that you asked and what the answer was.
Oh wow. Wow.
You were a good student, weren't you?
Ironically, no, I didn't.
Oh, so you're one of the
Not so
It's
much.
only
Whatever
for
you
the
love.
things that are interesting.
Yep. Can relate to that.
Oh! You can't see that.
Okay.
That's crazy.
I hope nobody caught that.
Screenshots are awesome.
Chris, I will kill you.
Don't worry, I'm too busy prepping spells over here.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was hitting the dab, so
All
I
right.
no.
Good.
To be honest,
I want you to do that while you're as Toski.
Oh.
I'm just hitting the dab right now.
Love my dad. Nice coughing fit.
See, whatever feats I was looking at was only in the player in the handbook, and now I'm seeing all like the like Unearthed Arcana stuff. It's like
You gotta check with me if it's Unearthed Arcana. Because that's not official.
okay.
For the most part, I'm fine with it, but some of the stuff in there is
Whereas
It's not official for a reason.
yeah. Poor Toski.
God damn.
Does that include spells as well,
no.
Nick? Do you
Yes.
want us
Yeah.
to check with you for spells?
It's just trivial.
I don't. There's
I
not
was
many
gonna start.
spells in there that I can think of that I wouldn't allow, but yeah.
I actually think this one has a stronger version that's actually been published, but I'll check with you anyways.
Which one?
Let's see.
So I love spiritual weapon, but I'm never casting it anymore. I'm never casting shatter either. I'm a little because I'm gonna swap out a spell for counterspell.
Counterspells.
all right.
I'm just trying to figure out which one.
You know what?
I think probably spiritual weapon because I do enough with my bonus action. I don't like it, but it. So we're gonna.
Michael, you don't have Dispel Magic, correct?
I do not.
Okay.
That's
Then
what I have
will-
you for.
Yeah, I was gonna say, then I will keep it stocked.
I have it.
Oh,
Ooh. Okay.
Nice.
But again,
You got a full. You got a
I
whole new
am-
caster. You lost a tank.
I'm new to spellcasting, so
What about, do you have remove curse? Or just Dispel Magic?
just a spell.
Okay. Well, if you have Dispel Magic prepared, I'll keep remove curse prepared. That we're covered.
Cursed. You are cursed. Well, one of them's cursed, but doesn't care.
I think that's why I got it, and then it stopped mattering.
That was the funniest thing. I was all proud of myself, and then it just
That is
stopped
the list
mattering.
of my spells. Posted it in the general.
Oh, fun fact that I learned recently. I don't know how much you are into video game music, but Yasunori Mitsuda did the music for the first Mario Party, which I did not know.
Who?
Okay, well,
Ooh.
Who did?
Logan, who did the music for the first Mario Party? Yeah. Oh, Mario does.
Who was it?
Yasunori
Mario from
Mitsuda.
Say again.
Yasunori
Masanori
Mitsuda.
Masuda.
And who is Yasunori Mitsuda?
He did all like the Chrono games.
Okay.
Tons of other stuff too. He's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't know that name.
Your face is amazing.
Thank
That
you.
is true.
Appreciate it.
I do love video game music, but I don't know that much about the actual like making of it.
The best. Especially the best is like mid 90s to early 2000s, like almost kind of like Dreamcast era like stuff.
Yeah.
What happened was when video game companies like, you know, they started really getting you know, money and investments and stuff, they were able to afford these they had their own like music divisions, and they were called sound teams. And Namco had a sound team, like Capcom had their own sound team, and they were kind of like bands in a way. It was just like a group of like composers who just like made video game music, and it was just like fucking awesome stuff. Really
That's
cool.
very cool.
Yeah.
That sounds very cool.
And they're all just like a lot of Japanese people in that era. They grew up playing like they grew up with like classical music, and it was very, you know, structured, kind of like they would learn, you know, like Bach or like Beethoven or, you know, Chopin stuff. But then they got into punk rock, and then they started really like going against the grain and all that stuff. And right around that time, that's when video games started booming in Japan. So a lot of these like punk rock composers went to video games. And so that's why you hear a lot of like classical influences in video game music, but also like it's also very like they put a bunch of other like weird shit in there too. To like it's just great, man.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know any of that.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Oh, Nick, I sent you that spell on Messenger, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. Let me take a look. Are you saying you want to use the Unearthed Arcana version?
That's the only version I saw on Fantasy Grounds. I'd be totally open to the non-Unearthed Arcana version, because I think it does more damage, but I don't know how you ruled that in the past.
I see. I don't have it because it's a Fizbins.
Right.
Well, I know someone is grumbling at me right now because I am making him keep the unearthed Arcana version that he originally had.
No grumbles. I get it.
Very gracious of you, Michael.
like I don't get me wrong. I'm grumbled to have to pick my spell right now because it's freaking me out and it get me all stressed out. But that's it.
I really can't believe that you haven't just like had this all planned out for.
What's Hang on. Something's.
Oh, this is. Friends.
Oh, hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
Hello?
Who is it?
I got something going on with the audio on my
We can hear you.
thing here.
Oh yeah, I see.
Hang on, I'm gonna try this.
We can hear you. Can you not hear us? Can you hear us, Michael?
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's what happened. Somebody butt dialed me on Facebook Messenger, and so that's why it
Oh, okay.
messed up my thing. So I wanted to check in with, I guess primarily Justin, but the rest of the group. One of the 7th level spells that I could pick up is teleport, which is what Varnock used to get us away from the Zentarum assassins.
I was planning to grab that probably next level up, but I mean, that's a really good spell.
Geez, there's etherealness. There's
like, what else are you considering?
I mean, I looked at Crown of Stars because it's cool and does radiant damage and stuff like that, but I have enough things that do damage, so I'm trying to like break out of that. There's Summon Celestial, which I haven't even had a chance to read yet.
What are you usually doing with your concentration?
I'm either using Hex or Greater Invisibility, assuming that Amos is still okay. Because if Amos is still okay, then Amos is concentrating on Bless for me.
Mm-hmm.
So either Bless or Greater Invisibility or Hex, depending on the situation. Why do you ask?
Oh, just because, that would be a consideration. If you're usually using your concentration on something, you may not want to pick something else up that requires concentration.
So that's Conjure Celestial, so I guess I won't even bother reading it. There's Delayed Blast Fireball. God
Also
damn it. God damn you,
concentration.
Nick. Ooh.
I think Crown of Stars, you'd run into pretty much the same problem as Spiritual Weapon.
That I
takes
just would
a
never be
bonus
casting
action.
it because... Yeah, and I'm always using my bonus action to quicken spells. I only hung on to Spiritual Weapon as long as I did because I wanted something to do with my bonus action for when I ran low on sorcery points, but... I could count on one hand the number of times I've had to turn spell slots into sorcery points to get sorcery points back in the past, 15 sessions. Temple of the Gods. Oh my god, that's just the spell description is a friggin' novel. I guess I don't want to drag everybody down, so we have another hour left in the session. So if we want to start role playing like the next stage of our adventure, and if
Well,
Nick,
you
you wouldn't mind, I
choosing?
keep if you wouldn't mind, Nick, if
Yeah.
I just keep doing research. Well,
I'm
I don't want to
okay
hold
with
up the
that.
group.
If we roll for initiative, we will need to wait till you pick your spell.
Okay,
How's that?
I think I think it's more than fair.
Okay.
I'm honestly really sorry. I didn't even. It's been so long. Is the problem, and I had completely forgotten that we were so close because we talked about it last time. Last time you doled out XP, we were like, "Oh, we're so close."
All right.
Go ahead, you guys.
Okay, Chris, do you want any official roleplay reason for Vark to leave, or do you want me to just remove him from the group and you all go on your merry way? And he
Just
walks off into the sunset.
Go on our merry way.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. So I am going to remove him from the party group because you don't want him taking your experience anymore. All right. All right. Yep. So Vark thanks you for your time. He's got people to kill, places to destroy. So he's got other stuff to do. He's on his way. So with that in mind, you all wake up in the newly changed town of Riverton, where the sound of the birds chirping and the wind blowing no longer condenses into a beautiful melody, and more so what you hear is kind of the tired crying of the townspeople as they recover from the horrors of the False Hydra. However, they're very grateful to have a group. No, I think we need to code that, don't we? Oh, why am I? Okay, here we go.
Sorry, I was trying to test that subtly. I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I appreciate it
Yeah.
because I do have to make sure we get that. What is your current strength? 18?
Current is 18.
All right. So, do you have?
That's going to turn you from a
equipment?
+4 to a
You
+6.
do.
Yeah.
Equipment, belt of frost giant. We're gonna need to add an effect of belt STR +5 self. Never. All right, try that again. Nope. Maybe it's just 5. Sorry. Oh, please. Okay. How about now? Nope. 5e effects. How do I do this? Blah, 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 blah. Word on syntax. Oh, I need a colon. How about that? Oh, you're not grappled and restrained anymore either. Okay, how about now? There it is.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Thank
Okay. So, yeah, you wake up in the town of Riverton. You also notice that the Order of the Gauntlet has kind of just started doing stuff. Like they are, they've been filling in the holes. They've been, carrying the giant headstalks out of the way. They've taken over the brick and whatever. I forget the name of the thing. Oops. The stop it. Brick and Barrel. He's kind of, what's his name? Johnston has taken over the Brick and Barrel. And things are, they've sent word out to get another smithy into the town. They seem to, he seems to kind of understand how to run a town, and they're doing their best.
Very good.
They are absolutely raving about the fish stew. Neeb, they've also given you, or Torin gave you a copy of Torin's fish stew recipe. And you can see it's kind of complicated, but kind of not. All it really is it is a mackerel stew. It does use some salt as well as a little bit of garlic and some coriander. But other than that, what you see is the main thing is that it simmers overnight at low heat. And that's the one thing that you seem to be very surprised with.
Mackerel, salt, garlic, coriander.
Yep.
Simmer overnight.
Yep. Simmer on low heat overnight. And there's a lot more mackerel than you would expect. Like apparently he uses a lot of mackerel. So apparently, yeah.
So maybe like a twice.
Yeah, like twice what you would expect from a typical fish stew.
Okay.
Yeah. And everything's in it. Like for whatever reason, like he doesn't debone the fish. He just throws them in. Heads, eyeballs, everything, just right in the stew.
Bareback.
Okay.
Whole mackerel. Orange fish stew. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Much appreciated.
Of course. Thank you. Please don't sell the recipe to anybody if you would. Or if you do, give me credit. And maybe people will come here for the original and I can get famous that way. Maybe we can start bringing people to the town that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I trust your judgment. So that
I trust your fish stew.
So you all get a belly full of fish stew, and then your destination is yours to pick here. That being said, I am under the impression that both Zwazos and Mam would prefer the Fizban's Treasury of Dragons version of spells. Is that correct?
Hang on, wait. I'm not muted. Okay. So Nick, are we talking about Psychic Lance?
Yes, talking about Psychic Lance and Draconic Transformation.
Okay, so you're offering me the chance to change my Psychic Lance to Fizban's?
I'm asking the question at this point.
Oh.
I believe you both want to change from Unearthed to Fizban's version.
Yes, I would prefer Fizban's version. I think a chance for half damage on 7d6 is better than no damage on 10.
Okay. There is one other change to your spell, which is that if you utter somebody's name and the spell doesn't find them, you would still expend the spell slot.
I see.
The Unearthed Arcana does not use the spell slot.
It doesn't. Yeah. If the creature's not within range.
Right. It doesn't consume the spell.
Yeah, the only time I've ever done that trick is when, like, I know where a guy is anyway. I just can't see him.
Yep. You used it once on Ebondeath at the temple, and he wasn't within range, so you didn't use the
because
spell.
he was on a different plane of existence.
No, he was just too far away. He was farther than 100.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So, I'm sorry, I don't want to get too meta, but do I understand correctly that I can only assume that Zwazos would know this? do I understand correctly that if a creature is on the ethereal plane but still within 120 feet, that it would strike them?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Because it's still on a
I
different
didn't
plane
think
of
so either.
existence. Yeah.
But when you specified that he was just too far away, I was like, oh shit.
Well, I just just wanted you
I
to
think
know
that was when
that was
when
why.
left.
Yeah.
Okay, then yes, I would still like to make the change. Thank you for making sure I was fully informed, though.
Yes, I want to. Yeah. Justin, I think there's only upside for your change,
Yes.
right? There's no drawback to you changing.
Yeah.
I don't have Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, so I will have to code those spells differently, and I will.
Well, is it possible just to? Well, yeah, no.
Yeah, I have to code.
Because I was going to say, can we just
in both
can we
cases
just change it to 7d6 and then?
There's specific wording that has to be used for it to apply half damage. So in your case, I have to make sure I know what the specific wording is, and then adjust in your spell has a different range, which is really just something we would need to know, as well as the damage. So,
well, Nick, is Fizzbands like available to you? Like could I offer to save you some time and some effort and just pay for it for you and get it for the group?
I mean, if you want to do that, I would.
How much is it?
I would accept. I think the cost for. I actually just looked at this. The cost for. Where is it? The cost for the module is $30, but it might be less because I have the bundles. Like I've bought so many that sometimes the price is less. So it might be down to 25. Let me see if that's the case.
Well, either way, before our next session, we'll figure it out.
Okay, yeah, it's still showing 30 if I confirm the order. Okay. So I mean, if you're interested in doing that, I'd be okay with that, and that would.
Yeah, because I can only imagine that there's other content that would be nice for us to have. I mean, more content's always better.
Right, I agree. Yeah, we don't have to get into the details. Introduces gem dragons. There's some story stuff. There's some player character options.
Like subclasses and things like that?
Yeah. Ancestries for Dragonborn. Dragon-themed subclasses for monks and rangers. New feat and spell options. I don't know what else.
Ooh.
The monk and ranger subclasses are pretty cool. I don't know if anybody's looked at it, but the ranger is a subclass that you basically get a pet dragon.
Like a wormling, or like
I think it's
a wyvern.
It's technically a drake. I think.
Oh, okay.
You're called a drake warden ranger, but it gets like a breath attack and stuff. It's very cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Details on 20 different kinds of dragon. Yeah. So I mean, there's definitely stuff in there. If we do go that route, I would allow retconning of feats and or ability score improvements if people decide that there are now options that you would have used on this level up. I don't know what they are. I don't know what the new feats are. But I'm saying that if once I get that module, if those feats are something you would have taken on this level up rather than whatever you did, I would allow a retcon on that. Since we're essentially retconning a couple spells as well.
Yeah.
If we decide to go that route. Okay.
All right. Well, Nick, I'm having some trouble because I'm looking through the 7th level spells that are on Fantasy Grounds.
Yep.
They're different from the ones I have on my little reference app that I'm using.
Okay.
I am but like I'm not getting like spell descriptions when I click on them.
In Fantasy Grounds?
Yeah, so it just says there's a summary, but it doesn't give like the specifics of what the spell does or how it works.
Okay. If
I mean,
there's a
it
number...
gives all the...
Yeah. So the source is probably the automatic effects. If you look to the right of where the spell is, if it says 5e automatic effects, yeah, that is so that when you add it to your sheet, that's a special extension that I downloaded, so I don't have to code shit.
I see.
Yeah, so you have to find the actual version. Like it'll say D&D Xanathars, D&D Princes of the Apocalypse, D&D Tasha's. You have to find the version that says that.
Yeah, or SRD data.
Exactly.
But so I'm looking at this one spell, Mordenkainen's Sword, but it's only giving the only Mordenkainen's Sword is automatic effect spells.
I see one that's Player's Handbook, so you may not have.
Let me go make sure I have all my modules open.
That's what I was gonna say.
And how do I do that again? I forget.
It's under Library
modules.
on the right hand side. Yep. Modules. Yep. Make sure you have that one is specifically the Player's Handbook. Or I can share it or.
Oh yeah, I got some stuff that's not loaded for some reason.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'll keep doing my research.
Okay. Alrighty, so belly full of fish stew. Everyone's feeling a little bit more wise and capable. You feel like a couple of you feel like you figured out a little bit more by beating the crap out of that monster. Some of you have been graced by your gods with new abilities, and others just got a little bit smarter, or stronger, or wiser. Or both. And so here you are. You just finished your fish stew in the jumping mackerel, and you get to decide where your fates take you from here. Belf. I gotta fix that. All right, here we go. So, where you going?
If it's still agreeable to everyone, I would like to see about the Amulet of the Twins in the mountain.
Let's do it.
We absolutely should. Yes, we should.
Let's go.
Well, yeah, Tusky, we'll fill you in. It's a whole long thing. My people came from another plane, whatever. So teleportation circle to Everlund?
You can do that. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so
wherever you have to go.
Yeah, just to kind of do the whole full circle thing. The teleportation circle that is under the floorboards is right here in the library at the farmhouse. So as long as you go there, you can't see any of the runes because they're actually done on the underside of the floorboards there. But you can write out what runes you want in that space and use the magic of that permanent circle. So without using a spell slot, you can use that circle's magic without actually knowing the runes themselves.
Okay, cool.
Because you don't need to know your own number to dial out.
Correct. That is correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I put in the runes for Everlund.
All right. So it takes about 10 minutes. Everyone kind of squishes together in that 10-foot circle, which is much easier now that Vark is not, an 8-foot monster, 800-pound beast within that group. He has walked off into the sunset already, with people to kill, places to level, And yeah,
I'm gonna miss that beast.
you all get.
It's just hitting me like between Naruk and now Vark, the overall like weight of the folk band has just like cut by 2/3.
just
like-
dropped by about a ton.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
wow.
You went from big and bulky to tiny. A couple of two.
But
tiny
we are
fellas.
just as strong
Yep. That's right.
in other ways.
All right, so you feel the particles of your very being sucked up into the etherealness of, well, I guess not, that would be a different plane of existence, but sucked up into the universe to be summarily put back together in the room that you're, at this point, very familiar with, in the Everlund teleportation room. The door to which is in front of you. And you already can hear kind of the hustle and bustle of the spy network doing its work.
Cool.
I think Ma'am will. This is usually where Crowan is, right?
What's that? Yeah. Crowan and Varnock typically spend most of their time here unless they're off doing a specific something.
Yeah, I think I'd just like to lay eyes on them, just, to feel safe after seeing the contracts.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So you step out of the teleportation room there onto the fourth floor. You recognize the research facility. There's a bunch of tables, bookshelves, and doorways that to go into pocket dimensions. And immediately everyone kind of looks over, gets a view at you, and you get a couple of head nods. You see Billin is working studiously at one of the desks. He always looks excited to see you, and he kind of waves at you like, "Hey." Neither Crowan nor Varnock are in this room at the moment. But if you want to ask about them, anyone can tell you that they're up on the 6th floor. And although you are not technically a bright candle, nobody has any problems with you going up to the 6th floor to get their attention.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. Yep, so you head on up to the 6th floor, passing the armory and the vault, and you, knocking on the door, opening the door, you see both Varnock and Crowan are hovered over a desk that has a giant map of, the northern continent of Faerun. They both kind of look over a little bit surprised to hear their door open, but they see you and, you see their features kind of, smooth over. Ma'am, folk band, it's good to see you. Thank you for the warning. Zentarum, huh? At some point we're going to have to wipe them off the face of this continent. How are you? Everything well? We see... we see you've, you've traded out a fellow, huh?
Yeah, Toski.
Noticed.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Toski. My name's Crowan. This is Varnock. Hey, Toski.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna be here long. Just wanted to, lay eyes after finding names and murder contracts. It's nice to see the face.
That's fair. I appreciate you checking in on us. It's good to see you're all still well, too. We know that your contract is still alive, and after the blow you dealt them in their home, I imagine they're going to be looking for you probably harder than they're looking for us. But glad to see you're still okay.
Fair. Hey, y'all know anything about false hydras?
They kind of both look at each other. False hydras? I mean, we know about hydras, but a false hydra? What's that?
Yeah, lots of heads, but real creepy and sickly and gray. Mind controls people. Kind of took over a whole town.
Jesus. And Crowan kind of I've heard of something similar. I don't know that it was. The name doesn't ring a bell, but I can do some research and see if I can find what is has a tickle for me.
Yeah, I know we're all stretched thin, but yeah, one of those was holed up in Riverton, and it wasn't good. So, just the more you know.
Okay. All right, we'll take a. Is it? I mean.
It's
assume you
dead.
took it. Yeah, that's what I would have guessed. Y'all don't generally leave
Killed it.
baddies alive in your wake. But yeah, we'll take a look, see what we can find. I'll put one of the research scientists on it as soon as I can. Things have quieted down a little bit. The frost giants have pulled out of Luskin. I'm not sure exactly why. We haven't figured that out. But really what we're seeing is the fire giants seem to be the only ones still kind of stirring up trouble. The hill giants haven't given any food back, but they don't seem to be sacking any more towns. And the frost giants, I don't know if maybe they're preparing for a big assault somewhere else, but they, like I said, they pulled out of Luskin. So we're really mostly just worried about the fire giants at this point. Is that... You know anything about that?
Yeah, that about Drax. Yeah, we might have seen the giants and the maelstrom and kind of, had a conversation. It was a whole dramatic thing. Uthor was there. He called us traitors.
Pot kettle.
Yeah. So I think they're gonna question him. The fire giants were kind of seeming to be on his side. So yeah, that pretty much all track.
Okay. Well, good. I mean, that's gonna keep our resources from being stretched too thin. If I mean, do you think the frost giants are preparing for a big attack? Do you think maybe they're should we still do we still have to prepare for an attack from them? Do you think maybe we could focus on the fire giants? What's your...
I think fire giants are priority number one.
Okay.
I don't think we should leave ourselves open on any other front, though.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so we won't pull back, but we've been kind of we've been preparing for a rescue mission in Luskin, but it sounds like that's not necessary.
I'd be less concerned for that.
Okay.
For the time being.
Excellent. Okay. All right. We'll focus our efforts then on the fire giants, but we'll keep our ears out for anything else. That's good news. Well done. What brings you to Everlund?
Oh, we're just gonna climb the mountain.
You're heading up Dragon Doom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little personal business before we go slay Ebb and Death and all that business.
Fair enough. All right. I'd offer support, but I don't know how much help we might be able to offer you if you're scaling a mountain. We don't really have... I mean, there's, as far as I know, there's an old cart path that goes up, at least partway up the mountain. But that's pretty easy to find. I don't think you'll need our help with that.
All right. Yeah, I think we'll figure it out.
All right. Yeah, just you can head straight out of the
Oh, guys. Hello.
Yep.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. All right, I gotta pick up Molly from pickleball. I totally forgot.
All right.
Okay.
That's okay.
No worries.
All right. Have a good day.
All right, I was supposed to be there. All right. Bye.
Sorry. Bye.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
I'll catch up on the recap.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
What?
I'll see you next week.
You'll see it.
Oops.
He says, yeah, just take the eastern bridge over to the eastern gate, and that path, it heads up the Robin Road, but just head out of that gate, head directly northeast to the base of the mountain, and I mean, there's really only one path up. I don't think it'll be too difficult for you to find it.
Great.
Good luck.
Well, yeah, thanks. And by the way, if you see a little like clay-looking version of this guy, and she points at Bubble, yeah, that's just my little friend. He's kind of hanging out around the Harper systems. Just so
okay.
you know.
Is that homunculus? You get yourself a little
Yeah,
homunculus? Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Sure.
Rubble is the name, so you know you can always, if he shows up, you can talk to him, and it'll make its way to me.
Okay. Oh, perfect. All right. Well, that makes it easy. All right. Fantastic. I'll send the word out to our contacts and let them know that there's another little baby folk band member that they can talk to.
Yeah.
Good for
All
you.
right.
You're gaining some power. Good for you.
Yeah, all this fighting, it adds up.
That it does. Tough times gains experience quickly. We certainly know a little bit about that. All right. Well, good luck to you. Do you need any food, rations? Do you want some coffee before you go? I just brewed a pot.
I'm good. I don't know about the others, but I'm good. You all take care.
All right. You too. Are you gonna pop in on your way out, or should we just expect to maybe not hear from you for a little while?
I never know.
That's fair.
I
All right.
wouldn't count on it.
Hard telling, not knowing.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Well, what's his name? What's the Platinum Dragon's name?
Bahamut?
Is it Bahamut? I thought there was another one.
There's Tiamat and Bahamut, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, Bahamut. Okay. Yeah, good call. That's not who I was thinking of, though. All right. Well, he was gonna say Godspeed, but I couldn't think of the right god name, so. Yeah. May your travels be easy and your adversaries be easy to kill.
Yeah, not too easy.
Oh no, that's no fun. All right. All right, and with that, I assume you are walking down the stairs and heading out of the special tower. All right.
Yeah.
So you walk down through, the third floor where the galley. You see a whole bunch of people hanging out, drinking. Second floor has, a whole bunch of doors all around that lead to private rooms, sanctums. And then you head down into the first floor. It's a nice little tavern. A whole bunch of agents that look like patrons, and you see most of them kind of, give you a little bit of a wink and a toast. And then you head on out into the town of Everlund. I imagine you're just heading straight for the bridge and then the gate. Anything you want to do in Everlund while you're here?
Don't think so. Unless anyone else has anything.
No, as long as we checked on everyone that we have, so.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
There aren't any accomplished sculptors in Everland, are there?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's kind of a small
onto
town,
the mountain.
not a very.
That's
big,
what I figured.
Yeah. All right, so so it takes you maybe 10, 15 minutes to make your way across the bridge out of town. People kind of notice you're passing, because you're kind of a big deal in a little town. So people are kind of like, oh, it's the folk band. Oh, it's the folk band.
Oh shit! I should have cast seeming.
Oh.
As you make your way on out of the town, but you're not accosted in any way. You make your
Man
way
throws on Bardo's cloak and pulls the hood on just to.
It's not gonna help, but that's cool. That's cool. And yeah, you make your way out of the eastern gate, and you can see there's plenty of farmland on either side. But once you make it out of the main gate, there's not a whole lot of foot traffic. It's not these days. People don't travel very much. With the war going on, people still don't know that many of the giants have kind of ceased their raiding. So people are still kind of staying close to towns, and they want to be behind the safety and security of the wall. So once you make it outside the gate, you don't see very many people, but you make your way easternly to the point, and then at some point you make a left turn and start heading towards the base of the mountains. As Crowan pointed out, in the past, the single spire that rises above most of the other mountains that make up the nether mountain peaks looms ahead of you. It's hard to miss. There's really no way for you to not see this singular mountain peak. It's not like far and away above all the other peaks, but it definitely stands out. And so you make your way to the base of the mountains. It probably takes you, I would say, maybe another hour before you get to the really kind of the base of the mountain, where the trees kind of thin out a little bit and you start to really notice a grade going up. Once you do, it's not difficult to realize that you're not just going to walk straight up. And so after kind of circling around a little bit, you do find this cart path that Crowan mentioned. So at this point, I am actually going to have to figure out what day it is here. Okay. It is what's going on? Why don't I? Okay. So we'll go ahead. Today is the 30th of Elaint, and you would have gotten up about 8. Would have arrived in Everlund sometime around 9, and by the time you reach this cart path, it's probably closer to about 11:30, pushing 12 o'clock. And I just need to make a little note here. Interestingly, you know that today is the day that the Stone Giants and the Loudwater emissaries were scheduled to meet to talk about peace between the two groups.
I was actually going to ask about that because I have a note that Rubble was set to oversee that mediation.
Okay, fantastic. Yep. And that's due to happen sometime around 3 p.m., we'll say. And begin their trek up the mountainside. Okay. Yeah, so this cart path, it is exactly that. It's just kind of a cart path. Obviously, carts were not meant to go straight up mountains, so it does kind of do this kind of winding back and forth up the kind of the side. There are places where there's a little bit more scrabble than others. Clearly, this has not been used in a long time, and many of you are probably wondering why the F there is a cart path here in the first place. But that information kind of eludes you. You're not really sure why there would be a cart path up to the Dragon Dew Mountains. It is very strange. Anything anybody wants to specifically be, I don't know. Anything y'all want to do? Anything y'all want to prepare? Anything y'all want to? We just kind of chilling, walking your way up here. Both of your, actually, I should ask that. Oh yeah, no, no problems with either of your familiars. They're both still here. No
What's
spells needed.
hang on, let me just the only thing I can think of is to check and see what spells Amos has in the ring.
That is an excellent question. I believe he cast
The bless.
Yeah,
I think maybe he cast them both.
that makes sense. So there would be no
Are-
spells in the ring at this point.
Are you okay with me retconning that I recast them before we rested, or do you need me to do that now?
Really got to remember to do that.
That's totally fair.
Yep. So no spells. You're still kind of at the beginning of the trek up the mountain by the time you realize it. Did you want to cast anything into it now?
Yep, definitely. I've already clicked off a second and a third level slot.
Okay.
Just to be the same spells.
All right. So third level bless and a second level armor of Agathis. Okay. Very good. Those are all set. All right. All right. If there's nothing else, y'all are making your way up the mountainside. It's a big mountain, and y'all are kind of just walking on a winding path back and forth. So it is going to take a good amount of time for you to, make your way up the side of this mountain.
Are we not going on platypels?
You did not mention
we
any
could
kind of
be going
platypels.
on platypels. I could also just make somebody a
Transform somebody.
And carry all of us?
Let's see here. I will also remind you that I thought there were two, but I know that Neeb has a ring? Amulet of Flight.
Cool.
Once per day, he can cast Fly on himself. He's still attuned to that. I thought there were two of those. I don't know where the other one might have gone.
I think Ma'am has one, but isn't attuned to it.
Okay, that could be where it is. Yes, that is correct. Yep. Ma'ams. So, I'd say at this point it's about 2:00 when you all kind of stop maybe for lunch or something, and you realize, oh, I got to cast this couple of spells into the spell of storing, and I have to. You can think about maybe doing the platypels. You can blah blah blah.
How much progress have we made at this point? Like,
it's hard to tell, but you would guess that you're probably like a quarter of the way. I mean, you're not really sure where you're going, to be honest. Like, you don't really know like what your destination is here, other than you're headed up the mountain. You feel like at some point you're going to run into something that seems like, oh, this is where we need to be. But you're not really sure where that destination is, so it's hard to gauge how close you are to it.
and how is this like difficult terrain? Do I think it would be hard for the platypels?
The cart path is really kind of a cart path because it winds kind of back and forth and doesn't just kind of go up. It's not, in any way, shape, or form like difficult terrain, or there's some places where there's scrabble that clearly has fallen down the mountain, but nothing that would prevent. Clearly it was made for carts. You know, so if a cart can make its way up this path, a platypus could easily run.
All right. Well, why don't I start out casting us some platypus, and then if we really get to a difficult spot, somebody can volunteer to be a big old flying dinosaur.
Yep.
All right.
Zwazos obviously doesn't understand why you're all taking so long. You know, he's just kind of flying straight up, and every 12 seconds or so he has to sit and wait for you all to go all the way around and then come all the way back and then go all the way around and come all the way back. Meanwhile, he's just kind of like, boop, 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 boop. Actually, for that matter, Nyx is too, because Nyx can just run up the side of the mountain too.
Oh, shit, right.
So really, they're just waiting for all your slow asses.
I think that, for what it's worth, I think that Zwazos would definitely want to stay close to the group. So he probably just kind of...
You're, either way, if you like kind of stay what you know to be like the center of the pathway, you're never like out of sight of the group. It's not so long that you're not like right there with them. You're not. By doing that, you aren't staying away from them. It's maybe, I would say it's maybe like 100 feet long as it snakes. So from one corner to another is probably only about 100 feet. All right, so right around 2 o'clock, you start casting your platypus. I would say, let's see. Each 100-foot winding probably goes up 20 to 30 feet. So I would say neither Nyx nor Zwazos really need a platypus in order to kind of keep pace with the group. But obviously Mam, Neeb, and Toski, so that reduces the number of platypus that you need. So it really only takes you about 30 minutes before you have a full contingent of platypus and are, kind of stampeding your way up the side of this mountain. Right. I would say, you right around, I'll say maybe another 2 hours into the trek, you start to realize that, like, okay, at this point, we're getting close to the tree line. Like it, you can see a bit more distance. You're starting to, like, when you look backwards, like, you can see that you're a good ways up the side of this mountain, and you start to have a better view of what's coming. And you can see probably within the next hour or so, you're going to get to what you would assume to be some type of a summit. Like, obviously, you're not going to climb to the very tippy top of the mountain, but there does seem to be like an area a good ways up that it looks like it has, I guess, like a clearing, I would say, where it doesn't look like you can't see the side of the mountain from that vantage point. So you're, with that knowledge, you're still heading up the side, and I would say right around 5 o'clock-ish is where you will arrive. Yeah. So I'm going to put people on a map. All right, so Zwazos and Nyx are just kind of going straight up here. Everyone else is riding platypus. Oops. I don't think I did that right. I'm not sure if I did that right with you guys either, so I apologize. I'm taking your tokens off the map again. I gotta do it from the combat tracker. Right, with Amos kind of hanging out with you. We've got little Toski. Oh, Vark's gone. Bye, Vark. We've got Neeb. We've got Mam. And Bubble is along for the ride. You are also riding platypels. So I'm technically going to need 3 of those. All right. So you are coming up on here. Yeah. And
Are we riding these things, or am I
yes,
trampled by the big?
you are riding them. These are animals that were magically summoned by Ma'am. Let's see. All right, and who is this guy? Oh, he's got fragrant, huh? Do 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 do. I'm not doing anything.
And not to bring up politics at all, but it's a fairly big thing. I don't know if anyone saw Joe Biden just stepped out of the 2024 election race.
Holy shit!
No, I
did not.
didn't.
Really?
Holy shit.
I didn't see that coming.
No.
Wish she'd done that a long fucking time ago.
That would have been nice.
Damn.
I'll have to figure out how I feel about that. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's something we'll have to navigate at some point.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me know.
We're
that.
gonna have
I
to.
hadn't heard that.
Yeah, thank you for letting us know. That's something that we're gonna have to process. Oh, lordy.
All right. So as you're heading up the mountain, you see stepping out of a bush is what appears to be a kobold, a blue kobold, and he's kind of looking down over the edge here. He sees you coming as he steps out of this bush. Hey, who are you? What are you doing here? Stop right there!
No.
Wait a minute. Yes.
No.
I told you to stop. You
Okay,
have to listen to me.
Why do I have to listen to you?
Because I was here
Because
first.
why? Okay, but we have to get by.
Well, you can't. Well, I mean,
Why?
maybe you can. What? Who are you? What are you doing here?
We're the folk band. We're trying to get into the mountain.
You're trying to get in the mountain? Why would you want to get in the mountain?
We're looking for something very important. We're looking for something very important. Why?
We're just out for a little stroll. Ain't you ever gone on a hike before?
Oh, we're going on a hike. What? This is what you call hike. You're on a dinosaur.
Well, yeah.
We're walking our dinosaurs.
Well, that's fine, but you can't walk any farther. You can head back down now. Thanks for stopping by.
We're trying to.
Little man, I promise you, there is nothing that you can do to stop us. We can take this trail. We can fly over your head. There are so many possible ways for us to get around you that it's almost not even worth me spending time having this conversation.
That's rude. You can't. No. I'm warning you. This is your official warning.
And who is that warning coming?
It's coming from me.
And what is your reason for me?
We own this mountain. It's ours. In the name of the Marume, you can't come any further.
Now what?
Unless you tell me who you are, why you're here. Well, I mean, you kind of did, but you were very vague. I need more details.
I'm sorry, the name of the who?
The Marume. It's us. We're the Marume.
The Marume.
Yeah, it's the group. It's who we are. It's ours.
And who are the Marume?
It's us. Are you deaf?
What? Next.
Yeah, religion check. Do I know what the fuck a Marume is?
Ma'am, you know who the Marume are. You were told by... whose name escapes me. You were told by Jeshra.
Oh,
That the Dragon Doom Caverns have been taken over by the Marume dragons. A group of blue dragons that have lived within the caverns for centuries.
Marume dragon.
Right, the Marumbe. Yeah, no, you're the you live in the caves. You're the dragons that live in the cave.
Do I look like a dragon? I mean, I'm not the dragon, but yes, they're part of our group. They are also with me. They're less important, but yes.
The dragons are less important.
I mean, depending on who you ask.
I'm asking you.
God, then I told you I'm important. That's all you need to know is I'm important. That's why I'm here. I keep the riffraff off the mountain, and you kind of look like riffraff.
This mother just called me a riffraff?
Yes, this person just called you a riffraff.
No, I mean, you could be riffraff.
Where's Mark?
I'm not calling names at this point, but you were pretty rude when I told you to stop.
I apologize for our rudeness. As you can see, we hiked up the mountain. We're trying to get inside the mountain. How much? How much do you fucking want?
What's the range on harm again?
Oh God.
I mean, I don't know.
They kill a kobold.
Probably pretty far. I mean, it's 60 feet. I'm not sure I mean, you know, you can do what you want. The evil squirrel.
Evil squirrel has had enough. We're all like, we just want to get Vam's thing.
I mean, I could be persuaded with gold to go ask permission for you to continue on, maybe.
Number. Give us a number.
You seem like look down at his hand and start like 500 gold.
What the fuck?
I'm just throwing a number out there. Is that too low? Is that too low? You want to give me more?
I'll give you 5 gold.
Toski's gonna pull out his crossbow and aim it.
Alright.
But Toski's gonna what?
Pull out the crossbow and aim it. Not fire it, but aim it.
Aim it.
Okay.
We'll
Well, he sees you pull a crossbow, right? And he's what's he carrying anyway?
5 gold. 5 gold. We won't put an arrow in you. You go ask permission.
Yeah, he's holding a spear and a shield.
Fuck.
You see him kind of like raise his spear up, so he's just kind of like looking at you over his eyes. That's not necessary. You have to get all violent.
We're moving up the mountain. Move.
Well, 20 gold, and I'll go ask permission for you.
10.
Cock the crossbow.
And we won't vaporize you.
What was that, Toski?
I'm gonna cock the crossbow.
Oh!
Get it ready.
I don't do that.
Say the wrong number
We're
again, homie.
negotiating here. Don't.
Man, I don't know this guy. He just joined us. I don't know if he's serious or not. Just take the deal. 10 gold.
You better not be. 10? That's not. 12. 12 gold. Final offer.
Fire an arrow at his foot.
You're gonna roll initiative if you fire that arrow.
Not hit him, just in his area.
If you're shooting your crossbow, we are rolling initiative.
Well,
Your call.
we'll accept 12.
I said 12.
Oh god, you know what? If you fire it, fine. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. We'll follow.
I mean, 12 is fine. 12 is fine, right?
Yeah,
12
take
is
12.
fine.
12 is good.
12
Okay.
is fine.
All right, give me a 12 gold, and I'll go ask permission for you. But he's got to
Yeah,
put
but
his
we have
crossbow
to-
down.
Is he firing? Are you firing?
No, I won't fire.
Okay, well, I have to walk up to you to give it to you.
Okay, no funny business.
I gotta get the Vark brain out.
Yeah, I was gonna
No
say
funny
you're a life cleric now. You
Damn it, human cleric, not
That's right.
a brute.
No funny business at all. No funny business.
Check.
Do I do it? Do I do it? Do I try to stun him?
Stab him.
Hang on. I want to know what Nutsy how would feel about this.
You ever seen a pissed off squirrel?
I know, right? What do I do? I'm like, there's a part of me that.
Okay, all right, that's fair. You're right.
I will say
Squirrels are
it's
chaotic.
2:30.
All right,
Oh, it
we
is
are at
2:30.
2:30. Okay.
So we'll have to do the exchange and make a decision.
Yes, you'll have
Next
at least a
time.
week to decide if you're going full on stun this
Assault. Yeah.
this harmless
I don't know.
little dragon, not dragon, kobold,
Kobold.
who's simply trying to talk to you.
He is with blue dragons, though.
Shake you down. Awesome.
All right.
All right,
Have
cool.
a great week, folk band. This
Yes.
is awesome.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
We will. I'll check in with everybody. I have no reason to be unavailable next Sunday, so I'll check in with everybody on Friday to see who's up for game.
I will tell you
Cool.
all now. There's a fair, but if there is more than enough people, go for it.
Okay.
Cool.
If it comes to it, Nix, that you're not available, maybe just let us know if Nix would try to stun them or not, so we know.
No. I'll just do the exchange. I think it was just because I was getting the Toski vibes. And I was like,
Very good.
Just putting this out there.
Okay.
Hold on.
If the group decides to attack, then we know Nix would try to stun.
yeah.
Just put this out there. If you try to stun, I got your back.
Yeah. Toski's like,
a
let's fucking do
kobold.
it.
What do you think's gonna happen?
That kobold might be the dragon. Can't dragons fucking shapeshift?
Maybe.
Yes, we know. They know they can. We know they can. And he's blue. We never seen a blue kobold before.
Maybe.
Oh fuck. This is the dragon. Oh fuck.
Awesome. All right, we will. We'll check in on Friday. We'll see if we have a game on Sunday, and I'll talk to you all then.
Awesome.
All right, bye.
All right, thanks for the game.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
All right.